Hello, everyone. Welcome to this cash abundance and prosperity, the success summit. This is a great example how a weird name still works. So perfection is fear in another outfit. I tried to figure out this name, but I know it's like difficult to say, but there we are. And this is not BS. I'm with one of my favorite dragons here. Hi, Kelly.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
I'm not sweet. You know that. I love you. Point one, you are probably my youngest dragon. And I'm so happy, and I will say proud many times during this talk. I want the world to fall in love with you as I did the first time we talked. And that being said, start by telling us who you are, where are you based, what you do.
I would love to. I'm based in Orlando, Florida, but I work remotely mostly, and I am your lifestyle and spiritual coach. So, what does that mean, right? Well, step one is defining what you don't want in order to see what you do. Step two is prioritizing those things by importance. And then step three is just aligning your thoughts, actions, and behaviors with what we found clarity around. And very quickly, your life begins to change just from that very simple process. And then the spirituality piece is not for everyone, but for the people that it is for, it's about aligning your inner being with what you truly believe and finding peace and forgiveness for yourself so that you feel in control with your faith. And for the people that it doesn't resonate, let me just ask you this: where do you draw the line on your faith and why? And is it possible that there's something greater that you could be tapping into if you only knew how? And are you open to it? And if you're not, why? And that's pretty much it.
I want you to tell us why. You did not woke up one day and it's like, this is what I'm going to do. Why do you do what you do? If you want to share, and this is whatever you want to share.
Sure. So my story, it's definitely been a long time coming in the process. Nobody gets here, I think, just like that. It's not an easy process. So for me, 5 years ago, I was in a terrible car accident. There was no blood, there was no gore, being rushed off to the hospital or anything like that. But it did leave me with lifelong injuries. So I have 6 permanent injuries in my spine. I had a broken nose and a misaligned jaw, which has sent me on an incredible healing journey because the doctors, they just want to throw pills in your face. And that's what they did. And at the time, I was working at a substance abuse addiction treatment center.
Coincidence?
So it's very easy to look around you and say, oh my gosh, this is how I'm going to end up. And so your mindset just starts tipping down, and then, leave it to life for that moment that you're feeling at your rock bottom. It goes, oh no, you thought this was it, but there's more. And so my boyfriend at the time of 2 years, one morning decided to walk off of our 16th floor apartment building balcony and took his life. And then, some of you in this moment might be thinking, how did she not know? How could she not know? How could she be so stupid or oblivious or naive? But about 2 hours after his passing, I found out that he'd been married for 11 years. And I did not know. I did not know.
Wow, I did not know that detail. I did not know that detail. Wow.
So the self-worth, the self-trust, it just plummets because you don't trust yourself, right? And then you find out in
and
this
you don't trust your judgment.
right. So coming back from that was, if I could do it, I know that other people can do it too. And that's where it really started.
I know. Now, we worked together for quite some time. Now, from quite some time, we worked together. I saw a very different 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐿 arriving to me, and I don't know if you remember or if I told you. You are probably one of the youngest dragons, and I was quite of. I don't use the word scared. I don't. I'm scared of horror movies, and that is another concept. I was like, I don't know if I can serve her because she started. But even though you are 20 something, 43 here, almost next year, next month, you just said something. And if you are watching this, I want you to watch this woman, my girl, this woman, with the mindset that I'm going to give to you. She is, for me, how I see her, an old soul. And I coach many people. It's something about then I have on me as well, and then there is where I found this connection. When 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐿 take the decision she wants to do something, she takes the decision and she do not second guess. In the same way as a coach, when she decides she wants to work with you, she's going to work with you and she's not going to second guess. And you can run and hide, but she will find you in a good way, obviously. And is that thing about you? Is that bravery? Is that, I will say, I'm not saying then you are perfect and I'm not perfect. That lack, it was so easy to go to victimhood. So easy to go, why me?
Exactly. Yes, absolutely.
So easy. Look how young I am. Look what did happen to me. So easy to go there.
But it's just not, it's not an option. And that's why it's not an option for my clients either. I call my program Challenge Accepted. And it's like, I learned through grief counseling myself, like it wasn't my decision. Like if I was standing in those shoes, I would not have taken those steps. And so it's time to find another way, right? Because there's no other option. And once you get to that point where you can say, yes, that's true for me, what I've been doing isn't working, then it's like that motivation, that skin in the game to say, I'm willing to take action, right? Because you can't go back. You can't move forward looking through the rearview mirror.
I'm listening to you, and I struggle with depression. I struggle with depression, and I struggle with anxiety, and I struggle with a lot of emotional things. In many of them, and many of them I talked here. And many times, these kind of wishes of not being here or taking a decision of, let's put it like this, go to another dimension, comes from a deeply need of attention. Because to take that decision, and I have been there, to take that decision of doing, you need such a bravery then it's a really interesting point. Now, I have a question for you, and I don't want to go deep on this because I don't think it serves us. But I'm trying to say this in a way that it doesn't sound rude. And please, English is not my mother language choices. So I'll put it on me and you take it. Every little terrible thing that happened to me, like my accident 5 weeks ago, I always, and it's not all humans who do this, I always see how I can revert that. Many people see it as the Phoenix Warriors, and that is the reason why we shift from Phoenix Warriors to Dragons. See it as like, yeah, I'm going to come out from this. But you have that ability. Okay, what I want to ask is, I know I'm a coach. I know I do tapping because it's like a good selfish pleasure or healing in giving tools. I don't think we heal others, giving tools to others to heal.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think this, for sure, but do you think the coaching or who you are or how you see it yourself did happen in your life because you went through all this traumatic experience?
Yes, I mean, absolutely. So the idea of like a container system, I don't know if you're familiar with that analogy, right? So when you think about a fruit, like just picture any fruit in your mind, like a pineapple or a watermelon or a banana. You're not just going to take a bite out of a pineapple, right? You're not just going to take a bite out of a watermelon. You're going to crush it, you're going to cut it, or you're going to peel it to get to what you really want inside. And so this is a part of that notion of as above, so below. You know, we're going to be given these opportunities, challenges, hardships, right? Feelings of suffering, feelings of loneliness, feelings of anxiety, whatever it is. And it's just a container, right? So you're going to have to apply some kind of pressure to that in order to get to the gift that's behind it. So, you know, your question and asking, like, did these terrible things that took place in my life lead to this strength that
to the amazing coach that you are today is basically what I'm saying.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Right. Because I firmly believe that God is never going to hand you anything that you can't handle. So when you're handed something heavy, it only means that you're strong. It's just very logical, just step by step.
Okay. You talk a lot about spirituality, and each one of us have a different concept of, we can believe in God, we can believe in different things, and we could have a full summit around that. Do you believe, I have a question, we have nothing with this. Do you believe we are more happy? Like, I have this conflict. The more awakened I am, the more complicated my life gets sometimes. And I wish I was a zombie. Makes sense what I'm saying? I wish I was not awakened and I was not aware, and I was not aware what is going on, and I was not aware of the process.
You can't go back once you...
No, I know. But I feel that other people are more... they live a better life. No, I'm so exactly what I mean.
Free, right? They're like living in that 3D, so they're not like overthinking and analyzing their every thought or their every behavior or how it's trying to teach them something. So it seems like they live an easier life, you know, and that it would be easier when you were asleep, essentially. But once you kind of awaken, that you set that intention to saying you're open to something greater becoming present in your life, you can't stop that momentum. You've started it now. You've said yes, you've opened up your mind and your heart.
God damn it.
And then it gets harder and harder. And the reason why is because you're up leveling. And so you're going to be challenged even more. And so you have to continue to strengthen that inner faith, right? That
I was going there. You know, okay. Kelly always
Levels,
say new levels, new devils, but Kelly always say new levels, new angels. And
angels.
it's true. It's true. It makes our life much more out of zombie mode. We are so, at the same time, I believe then if you, and I feel very lucky on that, and I believe you too. Sometimes you will know what I'm talking about. I believe the more awakened you are, the more you can observe how beautiful, detailed is the world around you. And you can enjoy the little things in your life and be grateful for that.
Well, because you recognize that when you don't, your vibration lowers. So you become aware. It's almost like you have this new responsibility of what kind of perspective.
That is another problem, is when you start understanding that whatever is happening is your own responsibility.
Yes, exactly. Because you're a creator. You're an extension of the universe. You're not separate from it, right? So that universe lives within you, and then you're experiencing that externally. And so that's why I wanted to make the title of this talk, We Live in a Yes Universe. We live in a yes universe. So if you're somebody who's constantly, we have 70,000 thoughts a day. So if you're constantly thinking, I'm really tired. Nothing ever works out for me. I never get what I want. Other people can be happy, but not me. Everything is so expensive. I'll never be able to have what I dream of. I'm not worthy of it. I don't have enough skills. Whatever. The universe is like, yeah.
Yeah, you have, how do you call it? The reticular, whatever system you have in your brain, then is always looking for, imagine if you are looking to buy a car, you just see that car. If someone is pregnant, you just see pregnant women. That is a system. Then you don't even need to go who are spiritual. That is a system then you have in your brain, then will make you find foods. That was the reason why I was there. Your people, what kind of people do you work with?
I work with two, I would say, main types of people. There's the people that don't really want to talk about spirituality at all. They want, organization and structure. They want time management tips. They want accountability, right?
Oh, this is because she's the most organized person I ever met in my life. Okay, keep going.
She's flattering. But if you saw really my life, you'd be like, okay. And then I work with the people who are like, my life is crumbling into pieces. The walls are coming down around me. And these people, most of my clients have this sense, this intuition of the fact that they're being shown this for a purpose, and they don't know what that purpose is. And so they're curious to explore that. And that's where we dive into self-trust, self-worth, faith, spirituality. Where are you aligning your goals, and how are you intentionally setting yourself up to follow through with those things? What are your habits? What do you talk about? What do you pray about? What kind of food do you eat? How do you spend your time?
What kind of videos do you watch? What kind of
getting into your consciousness? What are you exposing yourself to? Who do you surround yourself with? And it's super hard when you identify something.
That is so important, because especially if you are an empath, this has been my quest in the last couple of weeks. If you are an empath, guilty here, you will get the beliefs, or not, that you will get, is not conscience, but for example, abundance. You will get the beliefs around you. A little short story, and I just want to keep this because I know it's going to serve your clients as well, and I love to share. So I moved out of Portugal for many reasons, but one of them was because the Portuguese mindset around money is I'm poor, and I I don't resonate with that. So that being said, I move out to here, where I am, Mexico. obviously, then where is the lack of money? But I had filters. I was not involved on the culture, so I was an outsider, etc. 2 years in, the same issues that I had in Portugal, I started getting here because I was starting losing the filters. Yeah. We are talking about this on it's so important when you have a challenge in your life to understand if the challenge is your challenge or the challenge of around you or the challenge of a friend or something else. Did you ever have this kind of problem, challenge with a client?
The main challenges that we come up with is once we identify the things that maybe you habits or people that you surround yourself with that you realize are not serving you in empowerment. It's about peeling back those layers and starting, if you're a people pleaser, for instance, so saying no is really hard, even though you know that you want to, or you need to, or it'd be in your best interest to. And so part of that opens into the conversation of like selfishness. I think in the beginning, when we are working on ourselves, we have to say yes to self.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so beautiful the way that you say it. Like learning, a big struggle in my life. One of the reasons why we are doing this summit is realizing what me, Rita, 42, almost 43, want. Not what the mother, the coach, the entrepreneur, the wife, the whatever, the friends, what I want. And in many people, because we live in this, in special women, I will say, we live in this people's pleasing, so people love us. Like in special social media, like we want to be that version. So what do we want? And being selfish is a concept that goes again, no, we cannot be selfish.
Well, it's about defining what you're worth, but before you can define what you're worth, you have to first realize it, right? So it's everybody's birthright to be loved. It's everybody's birthright to love. It's everybody's birthright to have joy and prosperity and abundance and peace, and all of those things belong to each one of us equally, right? And so it's about realizing, okay, then that means I can say yes to the things that I want inside. And like you said, you wear so many hats. So first we have to take off all the hats, and that might be a process first too. Say, well, where is this intention coming? Are you looking at this from your business perspective? Are you looking at this from motherhood perspective? Or are you looking at this as just your authentic individual self? Or
you want to improve your relationships. It's a very interesting thing. That I found about myself, and I'm going to be very raw here. I found then I loved people, and I live in my coaching world as well. I loved people so much. And in my personal life, I loved people so much because I lost so much so young. I did want to give them the best life in the world so they will never leave me. And when the love comes from a position of need, you love them first and you expect them to love, but you need to learn. This is on this week chapter. You need to learn how to love yourself. But loving yourself is a skill that not everyone is ready, because it's so much easier to love someone outside. So yes. Coach me.
Well, first of all, I would say thank you for being raw. Right, and opening up. But exactly what you're talking about is really lack or scarcity mindset. You can't receive love from a place of lack. You can't even truly give love from a place of lack. And maybe you have been for a very long time, but it's not working anymore. right? And so it's just about upgrading that equation so that you're interacting with life from a different eyes, from a different viewpoint. And it's so very logical, right? Like you said, it doesn't have to be like woo woo or, you know, having blind faith. It's super, super logical. Wherever you're placing your focus is where your energy is going to go. And wherever you focus your energy is what is going to grow. Right? So when we talked about looking for those things to be grateful for, those things that you can be appreciative for, like when you buy a red car and then all you see is red cars, these are those mirror neurons. This is your internal world reflecting to your external world, and you're just tapping into the synchronicity of it when you become aware of it. So it's the same thing in each instance, right? So if you're coming from that lack mindset, you're focusing your energy on what you don't have rather than what you do. Does that answer your question?
100%. And I just I want to download information here that is really cool, and I know you have the answer. I don't have a faith in gods as gods. I have a faith in the universe who always provide for me something big, we can call whatever. I have a very, very, very strong faith in me. I know I always get it. I know I always deliver. I know. Sometimes I have no clue. I think I told you when we started the story of the summit, it's like, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I know I'm going to do it. So, and I know how fundamental in my life that faith was, and it's just in me. I want you, can you teach faith? How can someone, because faith, when you have faith in something, whatever it is, your life is so much easier.
Yes, it is.
So
so what you're talking about, like this beautiful example that you just gave, is like, I just have so much faith in myself, right? You just have that confidence to know that it's going to work out. And then it does, but you're not really worried about the how. And that's literally the same connection or relationship that you're building with the divine. You don't need to know how, you just need to know that it's coming.
Surrender.
Exactly.
That is a tricky part for people who love to control things. Expectations versus appreciation. That is a big one. Do you know what is the only problem of working with you?
What is the only problem?
The only problem of working with you, for sure, if I book you as a coach, is I will change my life. And sometimes people say they want to change their life, and then they find the coach as you, and they say, oh, God damn it, now I really need to do it. She's not going to give me any, right?
I do full disclaimers with any client that I enroll. I'm like, listen, I have rules that we need to go over that you are saying yes to. And it's exactly what you just said. Like, some people are really comfortable in their ways and they want change without change, right? And so if that's you, then this program is not going to work for you, because you're going to be called to step out of your comfort zone. At some point, there's going to be a moment where you're going to be like, oh shit, I don't want to do that. And the anxiety is going to flood, and the fear and the nervousness, like even you pulling me out of my comfort zone today. But you have to say yes. At the end of the day, you have to say yes. You have to find that trust in yourself.
There is never grow in comfort zone.
Yeah.
No, there is never grow in comfort zone. But in the same way that I kidnap you to be here, it's good to choose a coach, then you know is going to hold space for you and is going to be there. And I believe then people sometimes, I'm talking for myself, like if I did need to choose a coach to work on my life, coaching on my life, this moment, not my business, my life, I did want someone who, like you, who tells exactly what the hell is going on, who holds space, who do not judge, and I feel safe. Because let's be honest, coaching is a relationship. People are more open and vulnerable with their coach than are with their partner many times, right?
Mhm.
I want to tell as well, then when I look to you and I remember you on the beginning of the year, that's secret, unique selling point about you. You have that old, I said this on the beginning, that old soul knowledge, wisdom, ability, then people feel safe, feel that you know what you are doing, even though sometimes maybe it feels a little bit uncomfortable as part of it. Just keep going, just keep going. And that is okay. We don't need to know everything. I always tell, but I don't know, but I will figure out. It's if you are watching this and you are watching this talk, and you know that even if you want to grow your business, let's be honest, you need to figure out what can be better on your life. And for me, 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡 is your answer. So depends on you if you are ready for that or not. So what kinds of opportunities people have to connect with you? What are you going to bring on to this summit? They can book a call with you. What is going on? I even did not ask you that, right? Bring on.
Yes, absolutely. And just to, say thank you and appreciation for the love that you just shared for me, because Rita has been such a huge part of my life too. And she is a community builder. And there's not many people that I can say are truly connectors, but she connects her networking abilities. She just has floodgates pouring in of amazing people, amazing healers. And she connects all of them together. So she's been a huge milestone in my life as well. And working with her is one of the greatest decisions of 2023 and 2024.
I was going there. I was going there. Thank you so much, my love. You know what? I feel, and you will understand me, I feel we are talking, I don't know if you did get this morning, we were talking about success on your own terms. For certain people, success is a tangible thing of 10K, 20K, whatever per month, right? Have been there. But success in my own terms is knowing that I can go to any corner of the world, then I have these amazing people that I work with, and I'm living my dream. And so it's very easy to do what I do, to do what you do, because we are connected with our life mission.
Yes, your purpose. You have that clarity that it just doesn't make sense for me to be sitting in any other seat than I am right now. And that doesn't mean it's easy, right? That's not what I'm saying.
At all. You can go and have a motor accident and shift the full business in a second to the other and say, what the hell am I doing? It's not easy. It's not, and what I want coaches watching this, and I want to drop a funny story. I'm not going in details, but I want to, when 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡 came to me, I was kind of vomiting information that was working for me. What I want to say with this, I was preaching, I was saying, I do this and this and this and this, and this is how it works for me, and this is how I get clients, and this is how I do offers, and this and this. And 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡 was not working for her, and she found a totally different way to do it. You should do a group coaching on that. That is another story. And you know what? She brought that other strategy to get clients and connect with people. And that impacts many other cultures inside of the dragons. And that, and I need to tell you this, that was the first moment where I realized, wait a second, I don't want to be the guru. I don't want to be the one here saying, do this, and I'll post 3 times a week. No, I want to be the person who's open to see what is working for you and what's working for other people. Because if you have that space, people still will stay with you for the community, because the community is amazing. And for you and for your energy. And you went to find your own way. Because again, and I'm going to say, you did put in your head, for you was not an option to not get the life then you decide you are going to get, then it was you are going to help people. And when we decide here, when that is clear here, go away of our front, because it's no other option.
Yeah, the how just drops away. It doesn't matter how it happens. It just matters that it happens and that you know that it's going to. And once you make that decision, there's no stopping it. You know, you may take a left turn instead of a right here and there and do a loop, but that's normal. Like you always say, it's like a salsa dance, which I took a salsa dancing class for the first time the other night. It was amazing.
Did you connect? I always say, okay, what Kelly is saying is I always say, then we are always learning how to dance. And sometimes we learn how to dance together, and other times we learn how to dance with our own business. And this is great for relationships as well. Because when 2 people come together, you need to learn how to dance. And if you want to be on the relationship, or if you want to have your business, you need to know how to dance. And you need to know how to adapt to the market. And you need to know how to adapt to the client.
Well, the only thing that's constant in this life is change at the end of the day. So we just have to get really comfortable with the fact that things are never going to be the same. Right? You're never going to, like, anytime you set a goal and you reach it, how long are you happy for? Like a week?
Oh, no. Okay.
Never a year.
I said this morning. I don't think you were there. No, you are not there. It's not about the destination. It is about the journey.
That's so
and because I always say this, and I swear I basically ran away from home, but that is another story. I came with magical candles to celebrate each time I sell a certain level. And it is because when you achieve a certain, like you want to make, let me go tangible. You want to make 10K. Do you remember the first time that you realized you make 10K? Okay, you want to make 10K. And then you make 10K and then you are like, okay, this is not like a I'm 80s. Super Mario Brothers, then you cross a level and it has a firework. That doesn't happen. Like nothing happened. Nothing happened. Because of that, I say ring the bell, celebrate. Like, okay. I remember the first time I sold the $5,000 offer. I sold it because I believe I throw the number because I didn't believe the person was not going to buy it. That is the reality.
But yes, you told me this story.
And when I sold, I was like, oh, it's just this. And now, and it is. If you think about the many times I said I want to sell a $5,000 offer. Oh, now the market is changing. Okay. But whatever, I remember when, let's not go to this. I remember when you raised from one price to other one. And I remember how that was for you. And now you're super comfortable in that price. And it was like when you saw the first time, nothing was like not fireworks and etc. Right? So celebration is key. Celebration is key. Celebration is key.
Yeah. Well, it's that brag book, the board of achievements, right? You have to pile on how many times you step up to the plate. We have to stack that up because otherwise we just forget about it. The brain is so good at deleting and distorting.
And losing perspective.
Yes.
And so in special, in a very male energy world where we operate, that is go, 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 money, 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 money. And that is the reason why the crazy one like me, when I shift this offer for the summit, and I was getting message of some of my dragons saying, your head injured, you are not okay. Can you please take that out? That is something is wrong with you. I was like, I have no clue. I just know this is going to work. Because many times we are on service, and if we believe the divine guide us, I always tell this, the clients who paid me more money, I'm not saying that you paid me more money, but you are one of the included. But the people who pay me, like you came to my life, not in any of my normal ways of attracting clients. You know that. I have 3 or 4 clients and I have no clue how they appear. I do the work, I do the master classes, I do the summits, I do all of that, and I attract clients. But the universe always provides to you, and sometimes the most weird ways ever. So you need to do the work. But let me tell you, some part of this thing, it's not controlled by you. If you believe you are in control, good luck.
If you make a plan, God will change it.
Yes, God will laugh. Okay, my love, what is next for you? How can people contact you? How they can connect with you? Bring on.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so it's super, super, super easy.
I will drop the link. Don't worry.
Yeah, so the link will be below. Okay.
Below, I'm not sure. Somewhere
Up here
there,
in the corner. So
somewhere.
I'm doing right now where I do a clarity call. It's a freedom call. And it's just a complimentary consultation, opening the relationship conversations. So we'll spend anywhere from like 75 to 90 minutes just figuring out what it is that you want, you know, where it is you'd like to go, and then what's keeping you from getting there. And if I'm the best person to help support you and close that gap. Right. So it's just, there's no strings attached. It's fun, it's free, it's exciting, it's playful. It's deep at the same time. I'm definitely somebody who just thrives in the deep depths of conversation. I'm not a surface small talker at all. But I do welcome those authentic shares and those authentic truths that maybe we don't share with other people as often, like we talked about earlier in our conversation. So my name is 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡. I'm your lifestyle and spiritual coach, and you can find me on Rita's page, find me on Facebook at 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐿, or you can go to thesummitreach.com to book a call with me there.
What is your I want you to, point one, I think it's very clear why I have such a love. I didn't want a word that is not in English, that is carinho. It's like a cuteness. It's like I have you such, it's so beautiful. I feel so grateful to observe you growing and seeing your success, and it's so inspiring. And I want you to end this with a quote or a message, or both.
Beautiful. Okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is for everybody to contemplate this really fun shower thought. Our beliefs create our experiences, and our experiences confirm our beliefs. I'll say that again. Our beliefs create our experiences, and our experiences confirm our beliefs. It's all about getting to the cause. We don't want to deal with the symptoms. We don't want to deal with the effects. We have to go to the cause, because that's where you're going to make real lasting change. Did that do it for you, Rita? You look like
100%. No, I'm thinking about, what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Denise. Was so delicious to be here chatting with you. I'm going to keep chatting with you, and I don't know. So, you are amazing. I love to have you in my life. And I know people for sure did fall in love for you. And I will see you on the next summit as well.
Yes,
So
I will
let's
see you soon.
kisses to
for-
everyone. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Say bye-bye to everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye, 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 bye. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Cash Abundance and Prosperity Summit. It's very funny. I created a very shitty name, but for some reason it keeps working. If people watching this, they know the story 300 times. And me and Sophie, we know each other for quite some time. And it's one of the most beautiful things that I think this world is changing is women supporting other women and women sharing up other women. And I love that. I love what I'm doing on my dragons. And I did send you like 300,000 messages saying to you how inspirational you have been for me. And I'm going to do it a little bit about me in a second, because I want to frame what was going on. I was selling high tickets, and I went from being a social media coach and then burnout and then become a healer and doing tapping and EFT. I have been all over the world on the sense of, and then people saying, oh, you are growing your community. And so can you coach us how to grow our community? And I start coaching how to make 10K per month. And I went out of alignment 100%, but I was not understanding that. And I love my work, but it was like, you can have your strategies, but you can explain to them how to do, and then doesn't mean it works for them. So I believe the way that I coach is we learn how to dance together. That being said, I saw you girls, and you are going to tell what you did. And instead of me saying, no, I said, what the fuck? But instead of me saying that, I said, they are into the same feeling than I. What is my feeling is the coaching world is changing. And the heart-centered ones are here to provide the first tastes of knowledge and ability. So I have people join me for $100 or 97, and they pay me much more after that. In the meantime, I had an accident, a bad motor accident, and the first word that came to me was abundance. And I talked with Sophie after my accident, and I felt then what I'm good at is I'm a connector. I want to create, I am creating already this community of coaches, mentors, heroes, of people who want to be, who instead of being me, the guru, then it's not what I want to be. I want to bring the knowledge of all these beautiful people and create this buffet of knowledge and opportunities, so everyone can have space to go with you girls, to go with, because you don't listen to just one singer, like, you know, a song. I was a DJ. You listen to many different people, and you create your own blueprint, and you do your own thing. So that being said, long presentation, but this shit that we are doing right now, sorry, I swear, is your girl's fault. So Amanda is the, go for it.
Only blame will take.
Yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault. And I know that any person can have success when they decide so. I am selling a Black Friday deal for a full year of working with me and having summits for 10% of what was the price, 444. I sold more on these 15 days than I sold on the last 3 months. Just the rest. Now, Amanda, Sophie, I love you. I don't know who wants to start. go for it. Let's shake this world and prove then the theory of high ticket. Yes, it's amazing, and we all still have it. But please, 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 please don't shut up.
I think this is so fun to listen to because I feel like you and I have kind of like grown up together in the coaching industry.
100%.
It's like we met, I don't even know when it was now, but we were doing such different things and we've been through so many different transitions together. That it's so fascinating because, I think as well, like one of the really cool things about, you and I, Rita, like we've been through the ups and the downs together too, not just like just not the highs, but like the really highs and the really lows. So it's been really cool. And, I know we spoke recently and you were just like, I don't even know what's happening. I'm so misaligned. So, to come on here today and be like, and hear you be like, I just sold like a shit ton of something and I was not expecting it. And it was a completely different thing that I would never have created otherwise. I just think it's really cool. Like, I think it's really freaking cool.
I had no just background. I had no, and I went to Sophie because I worked with her. She was my coach many times, and I love to work with her. And I was like, Sophie, I have no clue what I'm doing. I just feel it. I feel that it's coming. I feel that it's big. I never did a summit in my life. I didn't put together like what the hell I'm offering, but I know when I'm talking with people, I have this capacity of holding space, and I work on TV many years, and I love to talk with people. So I know I can bring their magic, and everyone. And what I was saying to like if I was offering how to make 10K in 6 hours. It's not a get quick scheme. It's just doing an intensive and ask $500 and sell to 20 people. That's not. I was getting 100 people raising their hands. And in a moment, then I asked if they did want to pitch, do a masterclass on my 1,000 people group. I have 400 people. And I was like, I'm into something wrong. I'm having my people are looking for attention and recognition and not 10K per month. Now,
yes, I love that. Well, I think what's really fascinating is like, especially when we've been in this online space, which is like this weird little vortex full of insanity. I mean, people who don't do what we do would come into our world and be like, the fuck is wrong with all of you? Like, what are you even doing out here? Like, what the fuck is this? So it's a really interesting space that we've been playing in, where it is all about like 10K months, 100K minutes, like it's weird money vortex. Like if I went to a doctor's office and they're like, I made 2 million last year, I'd be like, cool, but can you fix my liver? Like, what's going on here? Like, it's weird. It's really freaking weird. So I think the fact that we're shifting and we're seeing this happen industry wide, where it's like, okay, the numbers are great. Like if you're a financial coach, well, yeah, you need proof in the pudding and all that kind of stuff. But what's the value behind it? Like, what are we really getting behind the scenes, behind all these like pretty graphics and all the fucking shit? Like, what do we really want at the end of the day as human beings? Like, we want connection, we want validation, we want impact. The money's great, but we ain't taking any of this stuff with us when we die. We're only going to take our memories and the things that we got to do and the people we got to be with. Like, that's the magic. And I love that this is, like, you can feel the shift in the industry too, where like, this is what people want now. Like the shiny object syndrome, it's fading away. And I'm so excited about that.
Okay. So let's frame, I'm here, blah, 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 blah. For someone who's watching and do not know what the hell you girls are doing. I'm there as well. And how beautiful it is, and we are all together. Let's celebrate this. I grew up with women against me constantly, and I love to celebrate other women. I love to celebrate other victories. I love to celebrate. Then if we realize, then we can use our pain and our struggles to become better coaches, to have better stories. And all of us have loads, I'm talking about me, and loads of shit, and will give us a special capacity to connect. Then at the same time, we come to this space and we just want to help other women. I'm talking about women, I have men as well, but to help other women to set them free for certain situations. That is my story. Coaching did set me free, did give me wings to fly, not to fly in the way that I wish, to fly. Let's put it like that.
It really is a transformational space. Like it's, you know, I actually read something yesterday, and I can't credit her because I can't remember who the heck I saw it from, but she said something along the lines of, you know, traumatized women are the most dangerous, but also have the potential to become the most successful because they're resilient. And I thought, well, fuck yeah, they are. Like, but it kind of took me back through my journey as well, because it's like, now I was like, it just still to this day baffles me. Like 4 years ago, I couldn't pick up the phone and call for takeout because I was so afraid that I was going to screw up the order. They wouldn't understand me, I'd get the wrong thing. Like all these like what ifs went through my head. And in hindsight, I'm like, it's calling for takeout. So at that point in time, when I started to go through my coaching, like I actually went through a coaching program, and part of the criteria to pass to get your credentials was that you had to have a whole bunch of practice hours. You actually had to work with real people, even though it was in a coaching practice capacity. You had to work with real people and coach them through the whole program. And I cannot tell you how many hours and how many minutes and waking hours I was like, how can I get out of this part and pass anyway? Right? Not really equating the fact that in order to be a coach, you have to talk to people. But if back then, right, where here I was, so afraid of calling for takeout and so afraid of, you know, connecting and chatting to people and even asking someone if they wanted to be a practice client. Now here I am coaching. At this point, I've coached like well over like 1,500 people, right? And now coaching like large groups. When Amanda and I have 233 clients in one space. And it's like the most comfortable thing in the world to me. So I think just like, as you said a minute ago, like, you know, the coaching industry has given you wings. This has given me wings too. I think it's
but I will add an extra one, and then I don't know about Amanda, but I know Sophie is going to resonate. Some days ago, I was coming from the worst 3 months ever. I was in a house, we had no electricity, tried to explain that to people when you have a community of over 1,000 people. Okay, whatever. And I knew it in the moment that I was going. I had no clue what I was doing, new business, low tickets, but I knew it, I was going to do it. And someone said to me, ha ha, I want to see that. And it was like gold. I was like, watch me. And in certain, I think certain parts of the traumatized women had something flips around on us, and it becomes how I used to call my people Phoenix warriors. I changed for dragons because I'm a little bit done with surviving mode. It's time to thrive. But yeah, now we are talking, and it's very inspiring. But what the hell did you girls did?
The industry on fire, Amanda.
We proverbially kicked the hornet's nest, and we've continued to run back and kick it once a day since. I'm surprised nobody has had hitmen after us. No, maybe not that bad, but like honestly, we pissed a lot of people off, but it needed to happen.
Yeah, are you serious? Like, how did you get, when you say, I know you did, but did you get some feedback, real feedback on that?
It wasn't so much I mean, so it was interesting. You know, this is where the passive aggression comes in. We had a number of people writing very obvious content against what we were doing. We had people come after us with the content pitchforks, if you will. We had a couple of people in the industry trying to divert our attention to other things. We had people snooping around, you know, kind of trying to plant that's not viable type seeds, you know, this is unethical. We also had a few people tell us like
unethical, the fact,
okay, yeah.
Oh wow.
I know the irony.
Yeah,
the irony.
let's go back. You girls did an offer. It's because if not, people are not understanding why we are laughing. What was the offer and what was the price?
Okay, so we decided we would create a 3-month coaching container that would have a $30,000 value. That's what we would have normally charged for it if we did this like last year.
Mm-hmm.
And instead we decided for the entire 3 months, it would be a one-time payment of $75, and that we would absolutely have no upsell at all at any time in the program. So that's
And that's
what we
$75.
created.
Not $7,500. That's $75.
One payment. When I saw that, my first process is, I'm seeing this wrong, and I know you girls did get this a lot. And that 75, it is where my 444 for the full 2024 comes from. Now, in what wall did you beat with your head when it came that inspirational? That is the first thing. And then like guide me through the process. I totally feel aligned. I have no idea what we are doing, but I know we are doing right. I don't know. It goes against everyone told me that I'm insane. Everyone is telling me, how do you can sell something like that? You have no value if you do that. People will not respect you.
Yeah, we had a lot of, I mean, so I think the important part is, and this is interesting because we did put ourselves in this fire where we did have to explain a lot of this, because with what we did came a lot of mistrust, right? A lot of, where's the fucking catch? And I think it's important to realize that there's really two sides to this, right? Mm-hmm. There's the business side of it, which people weren't understanding because we never really explained that part up front, which we'll tell you a little bit about in a second. The other side to it was for the people, right? It was the idea, let's put the coaching industry back where it belongs. Let's give it the, tie it back to
the opportunity,
the accessibility, let's give it back to the people before profits is really where
Sophie, we met each other on, where, I don't know if we can say it, but where I paid $97 for that, the first. And not 80% of the coaching that I do until today was based in what I learned in that $97. Just side info. So keep going.
I know what you're talking about, and it was, it was a good base, right? And I learned a lot from that as well, because it was a lot of people like, I kind of, that was my kicking off point as well. And I'm still part of that world. But it's interesting because this really was, I think what we discovered, right, and this is the people part of it, is that when Amanda and I really sat down, so, just to backtrack a little bit, Amanda and I met up, we actually live quite close to each other, about 2 hours away from each other. And we met up for lunch. And we know we've told this story before, but over this enormous plate of pad thai, the thing came on a cake stand.
It was I don't know, this was for a family of 6.
There's 2 of them. We took more home than we ate that day. It was ridiculous.
Okay.
It was a full,
anyway. And to quantify that, we were there for 5 hours. We wouldn't stop. We saw the dinner crowd coming, and we're it's kind of rude if we stay at this point. We need to leave. But we could only make it through a fraction of our meal over a 5-hour sitting. So just it's perspective.
It was, anyway, we were kind of chatting. We were talking about everything under the sun, right? Love, life, business, behind the scenes, all the stuff. And one thing we realized, and one thing that we just kept coming back to, was how so many of our clients had complained that they'd been burned by the industry somewhere else.
Oh my God.
It was the burning. It was the feeling of they weren't getting,
they have no money to pay the house. The feeling of they invest because they sold them the idea, then they can go from 0 to 10K per month in 3 months. And then they even don't simplify the process. And I keep seeing people having depths and depths and depths. And I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
I mean, I think it's really, I want to make something clear. I mean, neither Amanda or I are no, speaking for you, but this I know to be true. Neither of us are against high ticket. Like, we both still have high ticket. It has a place, it has a time, but it needs to be, in my perspective, it needs to be a percentage, right? Like, I think too many, and whether you're new or not is kind of irrelevant, but I think too many people who are under those consistent, 5K months is our target market, are feeling as though the only way they can get the information they need, which, because it's probably true, right, is in high ticket programs. But yet the revenue isn't matching, right? So it's like, a lot of the time what I'm seeing inside of these programs is people who are in survival mode. They're struggling to pay the coaching bill, which is stopping them from moving forward and doing the thing that they need to be doing to actually make the revenue. So I think there is absolutely a space and time for higher ticket, but it comes a little later. And I think also the idea, you'll often hear people say, oh my gosh, like, I've done all these coaching programs and you guys were the ones that did that thing. That's going to be true for a lot of people, but it's probably true for most people who have actually been through programs, because we need to hear things certain amount of times, right? Yeah. Which is another reason why we said, okay, $75 is such a low ticket thing that for somebody who is hearing this for the first time, right? Because we're very transparent about most people cannot build a business in 3 months. Like, Amanda and I did build this business in 3 months and well, but it's not a first rodeo.
Yes. And then there's a big difference to come out of a 9 to 5 or being an entrepreneur for quite some time, because I don't know, people buy this idea, it's a romantic idea of being a digital nomad like me, or and you can just work 3 hours a week and you are going to make whatever. And it's I'm working at this insane crazy lady on the last 3 weeks, more than I ever did work on during the full year. But I know that is part of learning something new and doing mistakes, and they have a very romantic, I don't know if it was after COVID, then everyone did get, like me included, but everyone did get inspired. But keep going, Sophie.
Well, yeah. I think, I would never take away that possibility, right? Because I know that it's true. I know you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time, but I also know that you got to have the skill sets to do it, right? Most people don't wake up one morning, and unless they do get super randomly lucky, but most people don't post one reel on, one beach reel on TikTok, and next morning they're a millionaire. That's not how that works, right? At least not typically. So I think we just wanted to bring it back to its reality and say, look, you're gonna get everything you need in this 3-month program, and then you can take it, you can go, you can repeat it, you can do those things, or we're going to give you the option to repeat this program 3 or 4 times if you want the extra support, if you want to go over this long, and it's still going to cost you a fraction of what it would cost you to be in these high ticket programs. And so move into the high ticket programs when you're ready for them. But I think for a lot of, especially newer coaches, newer service or newer businesses, unless you do have those skill sets and things, and you do have money coming in from, because you're able to do it fast, most, not even the people, right, but most businesses can't afford to pay the high ticket prices in the beginning. So I think that was where that side of it comes from. On the other side of it, which is the bit that we had, the coaches being like, this is ridiculous, this is stupid, why would you do this, right? Like, you're never going to make any money. And one of my favorite conversations was this guy in my inbox. He came into my inbox and he started doing his sales pitch, didn't ask a single question, doesn't no idea what I was doing, and he says to me, well, something about, sales calls. And I was like, well, I don't do sales calls. He goes, well, that's the first thing when we work together will change. I'm like, hang on a second, I'm not working with you, but whatever. And it's like, well, I don't think that's going to be very viable for me. He's like, well, that's a mindset thing. I was like, no, I don't have the right price point to be doing, sales calls for 75. He's like, well, what's your price point? I was like, $75. Well, that is we've got to change that. Like, no idea of the now, from his perspective, right, probably being high ticket, it makes, sure, that might be good advice. However, the short-sightedness of it, right? I mean, Amanda and I were not looking at this from short-sighted. We're looking at this from a much bigger, vision, a much bigger model. We're looking at this by, creating a program that's going to support thousands of people, not a couple hundred each round, but thousands. So we know, right? And we've got all these, as Amanda calls it, our sideways pinch draw method, which I'll let her explain. But essentially, we know that the more people we serve, the more money is going to come. And this is, oh, you know, Amanda and I were actually talking about this yesterday. This vision is like, it's hard to describe it, but it's a feeling, right? When they say, you know, tap into a vision that's bigger than you, like this, the depth of this and the size of this is just so much bigger. Like the enormity of it is just huge. I know humongous isn't a word, but I like it anyway.
I love it too. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's a very big vision, and it's very confusing for the people in the industry who have always been told, like, raise your prices, raise your prices, raise your prices. And I remember another conversation that was somebody in your inbox again, Sophie, who was trying to find out what our model was at a time when we were selling the entire model for $15. Like, we were like, anybody, whoever wants to learn this, $15 will teach you the whole fucking
Oh,
thing.
I bought that. I still need to finish, but I bought that, and yeah, I did.
Yeah, and we were very transparent, and it was so funny to see these people who are like the high-end coaches not willing to pay $15 to find out. Like, but they were like, oh no, you're just doing this, and we're like, no, that's not the model.
I don't know. It's just like people like put people on boxes. They just learn one thing. And for me, being a coach is being flexible.
Yeah.
For me, being a coach is, if you want to work with me and if you really want to work with me and I really want to work with you and my price is $3,000, and you say, look, I ask, do you really want to do it? Yes, but I can just pay this now to start and whatever. I have always my Stripe account open, so I can open a product in the moment and send and close. But people will tell you then you cannot do that. As well, if you are not getting any sales, you need to go and do a challenge or something like you did. So, because money is energy, let's go there, because I know you girls are. And giving, I believe in, if you give, I have people sign up for 444 and bought coaching with me one-on-one for the rest of next year. And in 2 days, and the summit was not even up. And because they taste your magic and they trust you, and that should be like that. They need to know if they are aligned with what you are bringing on, and if it resonates and works for them. I have a girl, very young. Normally, my people are 35 plus. And she's 20 something. She was a life coach. She never had a client. Did get the first clients inside of the Dragons, because inside my community buy from everyone. It's like a party. So, but I was coaching I use Facebook. That is the main thing. And I use Facebook as a funnel. I have a cool software that I need to show to you girls, but that's another story. And I do it. I jump in calls and I talk with loads of people. I talk, not spam. I talk with people who raise the hand for me to talk, because I believe in collecting yeses. I always send you a DM after you text me and said, yes, you can send me a DM. And it's like, I'll operate. But it was not working for her. She was not getting anywhere, but she did enjoy the community. So she went and she found a strategy that is bark.com, that is a lead generation for coaches.
Part of this.
And she closed 20 clients on the last 3 months. So what I was coaching did not work for her. I brought her in and said, come on, teach the other dragons what you are doing. And that was when I start understanding, then this is not one strategy works for everyone. Let's not give opportunities for that. So
yes,
that's so powerful, because that's where we come from too, right? A bunch of people were asking, when we launched CCC for the first time, right? People were saying, well, what method are you taking? What strategy are you teaching? And the answer to that was, well, we're not teaching one strategy. We're teaching foundational pieces with a bunch of different strategies. And then we're going to help you marry your gifts and your skill sets with the strategy that's going to work for you. Because I think one of the issues that we see in the coaching industry is people hopping in to these programs, and it's like, you got to do it my way or you're going to die. You're going to fail, right? Like, it's like, it's such a bizarre thing. And I do understand, teaching on your experience and teaching what you know. And Amanda and I are both very transparent about, we've done this strategy. We know this has worked for us. We've heard of this strategy. This might work for you, but we haven't tried that, right? Like, we're very transparent about what experience we do and don't have. But at the same time, if someone comes into a program and says to us, you know what, I'm thinking of trying this, 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 and this, we're not going to sit there and go, that's a terrible idea, you should do it our way, or this, like, our way or the highway, because I think that's part of the problem in the coaching industry. Because as you've just explained, and I think all three of us have probably experienced, right, one strategy doesn't fit all. The foundations fit all, but the strategies don't. You have to marry them with you.
And another thing, it's like, we are not a shop, then we can close. We are coaches. We have our own life, our own shitty things, and our beautiful things, and everything goes with. And hosting and holding space for a community is a goddamn brave thing to do, because you need to be there. I do tapping and EFT, and it's my magical. If you girls can come anymore, it's like, I don't know what the hell goes on there. I do tapping for 3 years and I'm still trying to figure out. But what happens is it's a safe space for people to have a moment. Because what I know is, you can give all the strategies, you can give all the visibility, but if here you have imposter syndrome, then we all have. But if you have whatever, I'm unworthy. I was saying to Sophia, I get my first claim from Stripe. How do you say? Like, my first in 3 years, someone said, then they did something, then the card was stolen, whatever. And I was like so offended with that, because I worked for 4 months one-on-one with that person. But we are humans, and we shift and we adapt. And the thing, I think, what is between us and what I saw in you was, the market is changing. Let's change and adapt. Let's give opportunity to people who really want to do it, but they are not ready to invest the crazy amounts. And if they get the fire, and if they get the momentum, they go, and they will be with us for a long time. Is that?
It is.
Oh, that was definitely a piece. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go for it, Amanda.
I think that's something that when I got into business, like, I studied a lot of businesses, because we've even seen like the giants fall. Like, when you see Sears or Blockbuster, and they had these, they were businesses for decades and they crumbled. And so a lot of the time it's really funny, because you come in the online space and somebody's like, I've been successful for 3 years. I know what I'm doing and I'm going to be here for forever. It's like, are you though? Because like, I know businesses that were bigger than you that completely toppled. Like, are you flexible? Are you adaptable? Are you innovating? Are you actually working with the marketplace and what's happening? When COVID struck, that was a really fascinating time to be in the online space, because we saw a lot of people who were like, the end is nigh, and they just completely gave up. It was like, okay, guys. And whenever there's crisis, there's opportunity. Like, there's always the two sides of the coin. It's how you decide to look at it. It really is a choice. And as soon as it was clear that this is what's happening in lockdown and all of these things, immediately I was like, where's the opportunity? And I let my brain go to work, and I was like, people aren't going to be able to go to work. People need money right away. They have to be at home. There's going to be a surge of entrepreneurs. And thankfully, I already had a program that was in the works that was like an 8-week academy to be like, here's the business foundations to get off the ground. It wasn't set to come out for like another 8 months. And I was like, I need this ready in a month. Like, we need to sell this now, because this is what the market needs in this moment right now. And I think that's where businesses miss the mark, is they lean into the panic like people are doing now. Like, we're in the midst of a recession. We're seeing all of this inflation happening, and people are like, nobody's buying. So they're kind of throwing in the towel. And instead it's like, no, of course people are still buying. They're absolutely still buying.
Maybe you need to change. Maybe you need to know what they are looking for. In my case, more than the 10K, because let's be honest, what my people are looking is they have a change in their life with something, they learn a skill, and they want to impact other people's lives. And more than the business side of the thing, they are looking to spread the word and get that. That is the people that I'm attracting. But I was convinced that I was attracting people who did want to build a business. And so for that, I bring other people like you. I don't want to be the business coach, even though I have loads of strategies, but let's do a buffet of knowledge and ability. Our chocolate cake. And dragons, we love to talk chocolate cake. I don't know. I love chocolate.
Well, I can talk cake. I know how to talk cake.
Yeah, cake. I'm the cake lady. The cake lady. Okay. What is going on now? Because we are talking about the program, but let's give a little bit more details. What are you girls cooking? How they can, please give me a link, how they can get in contact with you, what they can expect, how is the community? Because I know community for me, my people love my energy, but they love the community. They stay for the community. So give me a little bit more detail.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up the end of our first round soon, but the doors for our second round are open. So we are doing a second round of CCC starting January 15th.
What is CCC?
So CCC stands for Consistent Cash and Clients, which is the name of the program we're running. So again, it's kind of, as you were earlier saying, like, where did they come up with this shitty name? It's really as simple as it sounds, right? We picked a super, super simple name that is in the title. It's Consistent Cash and Clients. So I just call it CCC for short. I should have probably prefaced that. Yeah.
No. I know what it is, but I just want to. I'm thinking about the people who are like CCC, like you are sending an email. Okay, come on.
Yes, we start round 2 in January, but the doors are open now. So for anybody that hops in now, we have they'll get access to all of the recordings from round 1, so they can start like today. And also we're doing a Clients for Giftmas. What do you call it? Like a training. So Clients for Giftmas training on December 5th. So anybody that jumps in before gets the live access to that as well. So all the questions and all the things. But as far as inside of the program, I'm gonna pass this over to Amanda because she does a beautiful job of explaining it, and I tend to go like this.
Inside of the program, we wanted this to have all of the fundamentals somebody would need to go out there and get profitable. So in our first month, we're really laying the initial framework. So we get into mindset, we get into money mindset and management, we get into sales and marketing in that first month, because we, just like you said, it's what's in here. If we're feeling unworthy, if we've got like, oh, money makes me uncomfortable, oh my God, responsibility with clients, like if that's the underlying story, no matter how great it is that we've got a thing that we want to do and get it out there, we end up having that self-sabotage. So we address that right up front so that we can move forward much more easily. And then have those marketing and sales fundamentals, because we want people to get into action right away. We want them to be able to like, let's go and sign that first client, or let's get that launch off the ground, or whatever it is that they're working on. We want them to be able to just get into action right away so that we can then basically, I think the thing about business is we want to perfect it before we start. And it's like, that's such bullshit. It's like, get yourself.
Like look at me. Look at me. Yeah.
But it's like, get into action and course correct.
I have a great quote. Perfection is fear in another outfit.
Yes, it really is.
It really is.
It is. It's so fascinating. So we were like, no, let's get into it. And in month 2, we get deeper into, okay, well, how do we get those clients in? So we talk about launch strategy, lead generation, those types of things where people kind of feel stuck in their business of, oh, how do I actually implement these things, get a launch off the ground, get people in the door? So we go through all of those fundamentals. So the front end sales are happening. They're bringing in the clients. They're having a great experience. It's going really well. And then in the 3rd month, we talk about the thing that I don't see enough coaches talk about, which is the back end of the business. So where the real money happens in business, all the stuff that you don't see happen in business, the repeat sales, the
retention.
like all of those things. yeah, so we really wanted to have it holistically set up. So it's like from start to finish, you're going to walk away knowing exactly what to do in a business that's going to create money. And this is where the name comes in, where you're going to get consistent cash in clients.
100%. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. What is next? What is the vision? So I know it's, what is 2024? Give me a more exciting, inspire me for what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it's funny, it's funny because we kind of, Amanda and I both, we've mapped it, but also loosely mapped it, if you will.
I love it.
Right? Because we like to keep the flexibility, but also we have mapped out, 2024, and we know when our launches are going to be, we know what our goals are and what we're looking to do, but also there's room for flexibility in there as well, right? Because we know that the market shifts, and when the market shifts and things do things, and we are very much learning from every program we run, right? So our goal
always. And it should be like that. Poor people, like one time I record for 3 months a full course of Instagram with like sound effects. I'm really good at video editing, and to grow your Instagram account with Facebook ads, and I sold 2 because nobody was interested in this. Nobody did even know like how to open an Instagram account. So please, if you are listening to this, don't start creating your course. Create your course with people who give you live feedback.
Yeah, for sure. And just, even when they don't, feedback is always good, right? But just listening and seeing, right? We're paying attention inside, like, where are people excelling? Where are people struggling? Where are people showing up? Where are they not showing up? Like all those things, so that every round will just get better and better and better. And also we're, given our goal of volume, right? The reality is, for a low ticket thing to be viable and for us to be able to sustain this and be able to, sustain our lives and our energy so that we can deliver to more people, we need the volume, right? This is something that we're growing. So that being said, right, every round, with support and structure being such an important piece of it, is we want for the 233 people in this round to feel, or rather the 20,000, 30, 40, 50,000 people in whatever round to feel as supported as the 233 people in this round, which means that we have to grow the support structure and adapt
the team
as it grows, and the team too. So we're actually starting already to put out applications for people inside of the program to come on.
Oh, so interesting.
So it becomes an opportunity then because they'll know how it works mechanically, and then for those of them who align with the mission, it's another opportunity.
So interesting, because my vision, so my vision is growing the online community and give space to, I should be shut up, but okay, I'm sharing not because of you too, but like what I'm seeing is I can grow the audience. People listen to me, okay? So why I don't pick up, like, for example, people who teach you how to become a speaker, like I was saying to you, and how to be a best-selling author, because I know that is what my people are looking. I do some tapping and etc. I do an intensive forward challenge. I sell that, and then my people inside can sell their own programs as well. So I'm selling the knowledge, what is from someone else, to my audience. And I'm serving much more people. So, and myself as well, I was like, wait a second, Rita, you need to start growing in a team. And the first thing that I was saying is like, I want people who work with me. So when they talk about me, they talk about the community, they talk in a way, then you can never sell your community the way then the people inside can sell it. Make sense? I can never, I can never explain in words what is the experience. And that is the reason why video testimonies live, video testimonies from the calls are the best. So you girls
absolutely leveraged that.
It's
huge. It's huge. And I love that like for me, I think community is also another huge element of it. And just knowing that you're not alone, especially when we're all alone in our homes, doing our thing, building our businesses, etc. But that there's this sense of like, I'm not alone on this journey. I'm there with other people. And that camaraderie is really beautiful. I mean, one of the things that we knew we wouldn't get to see until we got into this program as well. And this is one of the things, like, Sophie and I hate so much of the bullshit in the industry where they're like, people who pay more attention. And we were like, we are so
I was going there to ask you that, because I had that belief as well. And to be honest, when you have that belief, you will keep seeing that happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yes, I had people pay me $25 or a pain in the ass. And I have people pay me $5,000, or I saw it 3 times and they say they're happy and they renew again and I saw again 3 times. Don't ask me. But what I found really interesting on my journey is one time I sold to a girl something to work with me on tapping for $170. It was the only thing she could pay. And 2 years after that, I think she invested more than $10,000 working with me. So how was for you, how did you girls shift? Did you have that belief, or was it difficult to shift, or what is your feedback on that?
Yeah, we've proved it wrong. People pay attention to who they want to pay attention to and how important it is and where their priorities are. Like, money's a piece of it, right? But I think it also depends on the importance, right? So to some people, money is going to be more important than to others, right? Someone's going to, time versus money. Somebody's gonna, would rather spend time, someone would rather spend money. Some people might get inside or into any program, be like, I can't, I don't like the delivery of this, and they're not going to pay as much attention to something else. So, I think in terms, the whole idea, I think it really comes from the idea of quality of, quality over, or whatever that word is, right? Quality over quantity, or whatever it is. But also the idea that, I think what it does is put money on a pedestal and say that, if you spend this much, you'll pay this much attention because you've invested a lot of money. And I get where it comes from. But the one thing that we did, and this is something that is unique to sort of what our marketing and what we had to do here, was we had to attract the right people who were ready and willing to invest the time. Because we didn't have the money was not an objective, right? It's $75, right? Most people aren't going to complain about that price. We're not really getting the price objection with that. We could, however, have attracted a whole bunch of, people paying $75 who weren't really invested in time, money, anything, right? So the language we used in our marketing was multi-layered, but we really had to get across that this is a low ticket program, but it's a high value program, which means you have to be at a level that is ready to invest time because it's going to turn your wheels, right? We're not delivering $75 low ticket stuff here. We're delivering $30,000 worth of stuff that you're going to have to really tune into to be able to implement and make it work, right? Like it's not a show up, get handed a bunch of templates, give them to a VA, whatever, implement, you're done, get out. Like, this is a container where you're coming in, you're really learning, you're expanding, and you're implementing. So the commitment is really your time, but it's not time necessary to us. Like, one thing we don't do is say, you have to come to every single thing, you have to do everything to succeed. Our method here is very much, we have a no one left behind initiative, because this is what most people tell us, right? I feel so behind. It's like, nobody's behind here. What we're asking you to do is show up and commit your time and energy to your business, right? So it's like, if you are willing to invest in that, then we are there to support you on your journey through your business. And you kind of come in with your questions, intentfully
and your
them,
questions is your wins as well, because when they ask us questions, we can shift and adapt and to serve even better. Like, I want to jump in. I was saying this for half, I don't know. And it's from a place, because I believe I'm always learning. and I don't have any clue or blueprint on what is going to be the dragons from here in front. I just feel it. Sounds a little bit cool.
No, we get it too. We feel it too.
So,
Yeah.
okay, you are going to give me a link so people can join. Do you have different things? I know you have like master classes and things. What do you want? What can we share? We will have a QR code in one, and then we can share different links as well. But tell me what they can expect. Like, they are not jumping on calls with you. Where they go?
Yes. So, I mean, when people come into the program, like once we actually get officially started in January, like we have a very complex and it's simple to use, but it's multi-pronged in terms of we're going to meet you where you're at. So people are going to come into a private Facebook community. So this is where you can ask questions, you can share your wins, you can go, hey, I wrote the sales copy.
Share your wins is
it's all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we love to have that kind of support system where it's easy access. Ask us a question Monday to Friday. We're in there answering questions. We have a weekly kind of focal call. So that's where, might be, week one, okay, we're going to have our mindset call, and then we're going to have Q&A after around mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But then later in the week, we'll also have another open-ended call where ask anything you want. You want to talk about what's going on in your business. You want to throw an idea by us. You want to talk about something that's going on personally that you feel is going on in your life and it's interrupting your business. Like, we'll talk about anything in that call to serve people where they're at. So we've really got this kind of overview of we're training, we're teaching, we're coaching, we're answering questions. Like, we're meeting everybody where they're at so they get the exact support they need. And that's what we love.
We ask everybody who comes into the program. The first question I ask is, what's your $75 question? And what's your $30,000 question that you want answered during this period? Really what that's doing is setting the intention. So once you get the $75 question out of the way, you get the $30,000 that you can ask, then you're getting a ton of value. But it's really
100%.
kind of guiding, right? Why are you coming into this program? What do you want out of it? And then let's help you get that thing.
I'm very inspired. Thank you so much for igniting my fire. I think I have no clue what at least me. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing something good. And I know the fire that is igniting in me that was not there for someone else. I know that I'm talking with amazing people, are talking about abundance, or how they dress for abundance, or what they eat for abundance, or their energy work, or their mindset, or strategies, as what we are doing right now. Well done for the bravery. I was going to say for the balls, but it makes no sense. But well done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me, with us. And I know we probably will be doing other things together soon, but it's just a feeling. I'm going to say bye to these people, but first I want you to leave a message, one of you or both, leave a message to someone watching this that are on the fence. I don't even think that is possible, but please.
Yes, so I think the big thing is taking that leap of faith on yourself. Like, that's something we need to do in our businesses all the time, whether that's with us or somebody else. Like, this is not something where it's like, jump in with us, you have to do. No, none of that bullshit. Like, trust your intuition. Trust, where's the next thing that I need to do in my business that I feel is going to move that needle forward? And maybe for you, that's finally launching your thing. Maybe that's, I'm going to finally learn about sales because it scares the shit out of me. Maybe it's hiring that coach that you've been following for the last 6 months. Like, whatever it is that you feel is like that next big leap that's going to help foster you forward, do it now. And I mean, if that's working with us, we're really excited to welcome you in. But I just encourage you, like, take some action on that big thing. Like, make that dream your reality. You can do it. It's within you, and we believe in you.
Yay. I think too, like, meet yourself where you're at, meet yourself where you want to be, and then create the space that's like in between.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much, girls. I'm going to say bye to you properly in a second. This was cash, abundance, prosperity, the success Summit for Coaches with the ladies who inspire me to do this cool thing. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I love you all. Keep living your dream and make it happen. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cash, Abundance, and Prosperity. After so many talks, I finally, the Success Summit. You are probably one of the first persons that I talked with. Daryl, what is the title of our talk?
What is inside our talk?
What is the title?
Why you're not rich in life yet. And how to change it fast. And how to change it fast.
Hallelujah. My dear, tell us who you are, what you do. Tell a little bit of your story. I love to be in the presence of a millionaire. Let's go.
Absolutely. So really, my life changed when I had a health scare. I used to live the millionaire lifestyle when it came to materialistic things and having a successful business and a beautiful home and all the beautiful things that come with it. And then when I had a health scare, I realized that I was not rich in life. And this is when it changed for me. It changed everything. And that was 8 years ago now. So
do you want to tell what was your age? Because I'm going to tell you why that strikes me. Do you want to tell what was your age, and I will tell you straight away what is important for me.
Sure. I was 49 years old, and it took me about 6 months to make the shift to mentally acknowledge that I needed to make a shift, that I wanted more in my life. So I was 49 years old when I had the health scare. And I went from old school, working hard for money for 33 years. And then at 50 years old, I turned off my old $1 million business and I went completely digital. And that's the part that it was missing in my life, was the freedom. It wasn't the money and the materialistic things. It was the freedom that I was missing. So that's when I pivoted and I created a freedom lifestyle using.
Then we are going to talk. I love to talk about ages. I'm going to be 43 in less than 1 month. And I had a scary moment as well. And I found super interesting how that kind of moments really shift our lives and really put everything in. But I love the people who come to the Dragons are majority 35 plus. And as a man, as a woman, when you cross 40, or when you cross 50, when you cross 60, the feeling or the message in the society and you grow up is this is the F end. And what we, me, you, and other badass people that I have older than us, older than you, are doing is saying, no, F not, no fucking not. This is not the end. This is an opportunity for a new beginning, for really, really enjoying life, success on your own terms. So what I love about you is something that I had as well. You had the house, you had $1 million, you had the cars, you had the lifestyle, you had all of that. All of that, and majority of people who are watching this think that that is the abundance. But what did you find out?
I found out when I was laying on the floor and I realized that wasn't everything. And now I'm rich. I'm living a rich life. I do not even own a home right now.
I don't even own a home.
I know it's everybody's. We were programmed to believe the American dream, which is, it's bullshit. That's a trap. So now I'm living a rich life, an actual rich life. I'm living where a lot of people vacation. I'm living right on the Gulf of Mexico with a boat in the backyard, and I'm living
Hello,
in
neighbor.
and I'm living in the office that my company rents. So my life has totally changed. And how it's changed is every single day when I wake up, I'm grateful for the freedom that I have, because my days, literally 7 out of 7 days, not Saturdays are mine. Every single day is mine to do what I love. And a rich life is different for everybody. And a rich life for me right now, I'm a motorcycle, Harley Davidson, and boating guy. That's what I do, one or the other. And I go to restaurants. I'm a food guy. It's
I
motorcycle,
have a
boat.
mosquito here. Sorry. Yeah.
It's for me, no house. It's motorcycle or boat to a restaurant every day. And that's our entertainment. And that's a rich life for me. It's a complete, so a rich life, Rita, is different for everyone. For every single person, it means a different thing. But when people are chasing money to get things, they're going to realize, once you're there, you're going to realize that's really not a rich life. And now I work for freedom. I do not work for money. And
We are
that's
going, we are going to
different.
talk about what you work and how you do. That we are going there, but I just want us to be on this frequency for a second, because I'm crying here on this side.
Why?
And why I'm crying? Because I went against everything that I did think was to be. I crossed the biggest fears and the biggest loss of my life. But for example, this summit is the most beautiful thing I did since I work as a coach. And look, I was a DJ. I played for 13,000 people. I was on a Playboy cover. I did all that shit. I give birth to beautiful kids, all of that. But what was really interesting on all that process, it was always about making someone else happy or proud of me, not about what I did want. Was working, and sometimes you don't even know what you are doing. And now on the summit, I'm working as hell, but I don't work Fridays. We have that joke. I don't work Fridays. I just jump in calls with people that I love. I just work with people that I love. Every person in this summit is in because gives me this emotion. Oh, I even lost and I'm crying because I wish everyone did know. I became a minimalist, and that was a freedom for me.
Yes.
I have been with a backpack going around and sometimes to wrong places. We have a new dragon, and she told me that you should do your astral, knowing your zodiac, in that year where you should be go. So I'm doing that for sure. But it is possible to create abundance, financial abundance that everyone is looking for. But the most important thing is abundance follows joy. Abundance follows joy. And if you are working hard and you are not having joy, and you are not having these conversations, and you don't have people to exchange ideas and amplify your brain and inspire you, you are not going to feel happy with millions on your bank account. And I'm so grateful that we are having this conversation. That is the reason why I'm crying. I'm crying because I know this is going to inspire someone who's going to stop a second and say, wait a second. It's not about the 10K per month. That is my journey. It is about what is success on my own terms. How many hours I want to work, what I'm going to do. I'm going to do salsa dancing today, or, right? That is the reason why I'm crying. That is the reason why I'm so inspired for having you. That is the reason. Tell us about your change. You change even from country. Like we are equal on that. How do you wake up every morning? Do you have rituals? What you do? Tell us about your secrets. I think we all have rituals to keep having this vibration, but I want to know more about you.
Yeah, so I think it's important to look at both sides. So let's look at I call it my old self, my previous life when I had that $1 million business and all the great things that people want. When I had that, I had my own business, and I used to have to drag my ass out of bed every single morning, not thrilled, not happy, waiting for Friday.
Oh,
And
people have an obsession with Fridays.
Oh,
I love Fridays. I love Fridays, but I love Mondays. What I mean? I love Mondays because it's the day that I start my week. Yes, but people have an obsession with Fridays. Like, yeah, okay, keep going.
that's because they're in that old school work environment. Like, every day is the same. I do not care if it's Monday, Sunday, or Friday.
For us, it's Thanksgiving. We are here together. Like,
Right,
yes.
right. It's something I want to do. Oh, I can't
Me
work
too.
on Thanksgiving. Like, it's
Me
something
too.
I have gifts inside that I'm compelled to share with your people because I know we have
Please.
a lot in common. And thank you for having me, and thank you for putting this on, because if people just studied the people that are on this summit and took maybe one or two nuggets from what each person is saying and actually implemented that, these people are gold on this summit. Gold. And if you just take a little bit of advice and convert it, something that triggers you, look at that trigger. That means it needs work, right? So sorry to get off track.
No, you make me cry again. You make me cry again because I I deeply believe in what you are saying, and it is so beautiful to be able to attract people who have knowledge that I do not have for serving others, because I believe in vibration. And even though I create a Black Friday deal that everyone said that was insane, I made more money on the last week than I made on the last 3 months. So when you put out there, when you give, I believe in giving value. So people fell in love for you. And that is the reason why I'm doing this interview with you, because I know you have that gift and people are falling in love with you. They know you are their person. So thank you for sharing that moment with us.
Thank you. I have so much wisdom to help people get unstuck from whatever mindset they are right now. So going back to my old life, that's how I used to wake up. Although I had everything, like I said, I used to drag my ass out of bed. Now I get up. I'm grateful before I open my eyes for the soft pillow that I have. I live in hot weather, so the air conditioning is very important.
Hallelujah.
My rituals are
Yes.
gratitude.
Me too.
Gratitude, because gratitude is one of the highest vibrations that you can have. And money is energy. Money is vibration. So when you have gratitude and when you live in fear, see, the law of attraction is working for people. The law of attraction works. If you're attracting, it's working. If you're not attracting, it's working as well. That's where your mind and your head is. You're in fear, you're in lack, you're in scarcity, you're in the I want more mode, which puts you in lack, which lowers your vibration. And if money is vibration, that's why you're not seeing the money come into your life like you'd like. So those are my rituals: gratitude, and serving. Like, I've done deep, I've been into self-development My father passed away when I was 25 years old. He was my mentor. From there on, I dropped out of school at grade 9. I'm not a school guy. So I had to take courses and I had to level up. And I chose rich people and success people. And I bought courses when I was 25 years old. I couldn't afford the $500 to buy a course or a manual, like old manuals, the old days. And I still found the need to buy that and upgrade my skills. So what I did for my whole life is I paid for speed. I paid for others people's knowledge, for their opinions, for their wisdom. So that's how I get ahead in my life, and that's how I'm doing it. So I don't know if that answered your question, but
Yeah, I'm very emotional today.
that's okay.
It's no, I embrace that. I think what we all came together doing is so beautiful, because I think where people get stuck, and sometimes I'm on these calls, I'm on these talks, I'm giving some tough love as well, because look, having a problem with abundance, knowing that you are, I work in my money beliefs. I had a moment in 2016 or 17. I came from having lots of money coming in and need to sell everything because we had no food to feed the kids. And in that moment, I realized, I said, like, I have an issue with my beliefs. I did not know tapping. I did not know English enough to be going and Google it and finding solutions. Sometimes you need terms. And yes, let me praise the fact that I do all of this in English and I speak English for 6 or 7 years. So, and I did know was my beliefs. So I went to I read The Millionaire Mindset from Mark, and I start like praising money and having an altar for money and putting all the coins and saying, I'm a money magnet, and start changing that. And when I have been telling this story, I have been expanding and finding things, all these things, like I feel guilty, I feel shame, so I don't deserve abundance. So knowing that you have a problem with abundance means then you have the solution as well. Because when you have a problem, the only thing between you and your success is yourself, it's not the others, it's not the story, it's what you decide here and here on your heart. And when you decide then it's time to go, you will find the people, you will find the wisdom, and you go and you find it. And that was what did happen with my accident. I said, girl, you know it better. You don't have all the answers. Ask the universe to bring people in so you can have talks, not just for me learning. I'm getting like, this is the selfish pleasure of giving. But people need, if you want to have it, that is possible, but you need to move your butt.
Yes, you need to decide. Success is a freaking decision.
It's a decision.
It's a decision, and success is not strategies. It's not who you work with. It comes from within and your belief system. That's where it starts. And that's why self-worth, if we had to break it down, there's so many things that we can talk about, but if we had to break it down, it definitely comes back to, if you're not abundant in life yet, rich in life yet, it comes down to self-worth and your belief system on how we grew up. If you look at our parents were probably not rich in life. Our environment and our friends and the people we work with, it's a pretty good chance that they were not rich in life as well. And that becomes your environment. That becomes your surrounding.
I have a very interesting story about that, and I would like to share. I grew up in an island where my parents were working, or entrepreneurs. What made me an entrepreneur, what is a great thing. And now I know they are making a ton of money, But because we did live in a country where there was no shops, where there was no toy shop, where there was no clothing, where you just get one plane for months, we grow up with not abundance, not big cars, not big things, but with the magical thing, learning how to enjoy the simple things in life. So yes, that is my story of money. I did not see the money, but I felt it. Then the happiness was not necessarily, the value was not necessarily connected with the amount of money you take. So, but yes, we take their stories. And cultural wise, the reason why I don't live in Portugal, I'm very sorry for my Portuguese people watching this, is the vibration and mentality around is I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor. This is what I deserve, I'm poor. But it's a very kind of, I will say, Latin and Catholic kind of mindset. And that vibration gets inside of my brain because that is my main language. So 100%. So what we do?
So you really have to take stock on how you believe or what you believe about money. So let's take three categories. So when you're talking about Portugal and poor people's perception of money is to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the middle class. What is the purpose of money for the middle class? To keep good credit so you can buy more shit that you think that you need. And then the other category is rich people. And how do rich people think of money? What is the purpose of money for rich people? It becomes a tool so they can multiply more and help more people. So you really have to take stock on what is your belief in money. Are you have a poor mindset where you believe it's just to pay bills? Middle class where you're protecting your credit to buy more stuff? Or do you have a rich mindset where you want to give and help people and use money as a tool to further help other people? So that's the stock that you really got to take. And then if you really look at it, what a huge shift for me was realizing, like with all the information in the world today, you get information overload. And that's why I say, why aren't you rich in life yet with the internet and the information
and the AI?
Anything, right? And you can learn everything. Why are you not rich yet? I think this is why it's so important. And I love this topic. Well, if you broke that down and simplified it, there are really only three things you need, three damn things. That's it. You need I call this the triangle. I love being on stages and
I know.
I'm freaking out right now just sitting here.
You are with me.
But I'm gonna try
we are going to do, I'm downloading something for us to do it. Well, keep going. Yeah. Keep going.
I'm gonna try to simplify it. I call this the triangle of freedom. So the three things you need. Number one, you need a high income skill. If you don't have it, you need to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing you need are high return investments. And the third thing you need to live an abundant life is you need to be scalable. So I came to this realization. Let's go back to my previous life.
Mm-hmm.
My previous life, when I was in the $1 million home and the $1 million business and all that, I had a high income skill.
Mm-hmm.
I was not scalable. The business I'm talking about, we owned a granite countertop fabrication shop. So we could only produce, my shop and my people could only produce 1 to 2 kitchens a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a high income skill. I was not scalable. I did not have a system. So I was still in the trap of trading time for money. Although the money was great, I couldn't expand the business. And then the third thing you need is high return investments, which the high income skill and you're scalable creates enough money where you should be able to live on half of that now and push the other half to high return investments. Those are the only three things
What
you
you
need.
call I have loads to learn about money still. What you call high return investments, for example?
So real estate or more digital businesses are
Like
high
me
return
creating
investments.
an agency to do social media for coaches.
That's a high income skill.
Okay.
Make 20K per month, live
Mhm.
on 10, and push the other 10 into me. I do digital businesses and real estate. It's just my thing. It's what I know.
No, you flip
It's what I
houses.
know. It's what I study. I get crypto people all the time saying, I'm a digital guy. Come and do the crypto thing. It's just not my gig. It's just not my gig. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just have the focus and the strategy to build digital businesses and put the money into real estate. That's my gig. I believe that there's a huge transfer in wealth coming up in the world, a big, huge shift.
Which you
Very, very, very soon.
now feels like it's like how do you say it feels like it's shortening it, like it's less abundance, but I see it. We are spiritual though. I feel it coming, and it comes as a tsunami. Now you need to be, and scalable is a big point for coaches. Let's talk. And I feel like we are going exactly on the direction that we need. I am downloading the information with all these summits. I'm downloading the information, then what I'm growing, the dragons are becoming a big thing. Not just a big thing, it's becoming a big thing in numbers, and it's going to be a big thing. So I need a team. You need, and scalable is you don't need to jump on calls. You have a product that people can have as a membership. And then if they want, they can buy other things, right? We have the same
you're doing
mindset.
too much right now. You're doing everything. You're the old, hardworking, self-employed entrepreneur that your parents
with a terrible
taught you to
problem,
be.
then I am enjoying the F problem. Yeah, but I know, look, I have a thing that I learned in life is for you to ask someone to do something, you need to know how to do it.
Yes.
So I'm okay delegating, but I am the person who tells me to do this and this and this and this. I know they will never do it. That is a problem. I know they will never do as good as me. And that is the issue for me. That is the limitation belief I have. But I need to scale. I need to go. So we are going to in that direction. So that takes me to ask you, what are you busy with?
What am I busy with?
Yeah. What do you have? What is going on? What you have? What is the solutions then you are looking you have now for us?
Yeah. So if you go back to that triangle of wealth in my old life, high income skill, scalable, and high return investments, the problem in my old life was being scalable. So to give everyone another solution, another way of seeing it, and the actual shift, this is the shift you must make, Rita and everyone. The shift you must make comes from Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So
I never read that book.
I'm gonna show you the.
I know the base. I know he had one who believed it. But keep going. Bring on. I'm a book addict. It was when I became a minimalist, the most painful thing was get rid of my books. Come on, bring on.
I know. I'm going through some crazy shit like that as well myself. I'm trying to purge. I'm trying to get rid of
I love my books. I
I
can
can
take
bring
the
more.
digital. I love digital, but the books, the feeling of having a book in your hand, like
I know. I get it.
Come on.
So for everybody to realize there are only 4 quadrants of income. You're either an employee, you're self-employed, you're a business owner, or you're an investor.
Mm.
Those are only the 4 things that bring money into people's lives. We won't talk about employees because we know that we're all self-employed because we know the employee gig wasn't for us. You're capped on your income.
I never did that. I'm a weird. I did no lying. When I was 15, I lied and I said I was 16 to work in a shoe shop for the summer. And then when I was working on TV, I was paid. It's the only thing. So, but that is a lucky thing for me because the transition from paycheck to paycheck to become an entrepreneur, it's a bumpy road for many people. But okay, keep going. Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to bring that too. But we can help with that. We can help.
Absolutely. So another thing is when we're talking about money and abundance, the employees are the highest tax paying humans on the planet. So what is your biggest expense? It's not your mortgage. It's not your car payment. It's taxes and not knowing. So anyway, that's the employee quadrant. And then most of the people, and like me, stuck till 50 years old, I was in the self-employment quadrant. Working hard for money. That's what I learned. Work hard for money. And I worked hard for money and I played hard, but I was not scalable. So where you got to say, where do the wealthy people live in the employee and self-employment quadrant? No, they do not. They live in the business owner and investor quadrants. So simple shift you must make is jumping from the self-employed quadrant to the business owner quadrant. The 2 differences are self-employed people sell products and services, and the business owner quadrant creates processes and systems to sell the products and services.
That is an interesting point.
When they can scale, because now they're scalable. See, you're not scalable over in the self-employment quadrant. When you jump to the business owner quadrant, you're now scalable. Now you can live on half the money and push the other half to investments. And that's how you live a rich life, however that may be to you.
So what are you busy with?
Oh my God, I'm so busy right now. I am on a mission to help 1,000 entrepreneurs make this shift from the self-employed quadrant to the business owner quadrant. So I've created a done-for-you system that takes the tech part out, that takes the thinking out, that takes the goal setting out. We goal set with you. We high accountability, high touch company in a digital world where that's missing today. And we help entrepreneurs from wherever they are, because everybody's at a different stage with different problems. See, some people need to jump into the quadrant and they don't know how, they don't have a system. We do it for you with your existing skills, your existing business. Or if you have a system already, we help you figure out why that system's not working so good. Because digital marketing is completely different than marketing. A lot of self-employed people think they're marketers because they're wearing the 11 hats, and one of those hats is marketer. Well, if you don't understand how to get attention on the internet, you're not going to make any sales, or you're not going to make as many sales as you can.
100%. 100%. And that
Right.
Let me come in, because that I understand a little bit. The big problem is people go, okay, majority of people feel they need to go digital, they need to go to social media. We have this talk before, and they need to connect with their people, but they don't like social media for different reasons. I will say the main reason is you don't like social media. I'm not talking about you. So you don't like social media is because you don't get the likes and the comments that you expect. Because if you get the likes and the comments that you expect, believe me, you are going to start liking. The point is, people use social media to ask for attention. And it should be the opposite. You need to use social media to give what your people are looking for. I don't post load, no, now with the summit, yes. But I post 2 times a week on social media, majority of times that color blocks it. And I ask, who wants to be on a summit and jump on a call with me? And I get 458 applications. Why? Because I know my people.
Yes.
And I mean, the problem is when you want to connect with people, or when you want clients, you will need to listen to your people. That is the only thing that you need to do. And majority of people say to me, oh, I have an offer and it's not selling. Or they tell me, I have a post and nobody likes. And my first question is, if it was you, did you bought? Did you like?
Good point.
Only that. Keep going, because I love what you're doing. Keep going. So okay. So
let me carry on, Rita. Remember what I was saying. People need to. You have to, folks, shift from the self-employed to the business owner quadrant. That is the logical equation. That is the logical answer. That is the way. What happens, there's 2 parts to the equation. Oh, I agree with you. Yes, I need to make that shift. I need a system and a process to work for me. Yes. The other part of the equation, the hard part, that was the simple part, logical. Now we're dealing with the emotional bullshit side of the equation. Oh, I can't make that shift because I don't have money yet. I can't make that shift because, and we're programmed to believe that you fail in school is a bad thing. What if I make that shift and I fail? What if I make that shift and I lose money? What if I make that shift and my self-worth goes down because now I'm out of my comfort zone? They overthink these bullshit beliefs that keeps them stagnant. And that's why people don't make that move. So that comes back to what we were talking about before. Success comes from the inside. So I can show you how to get there and everything logical. And I do. And that's why we actually built a system for you to take the tech out of it. We know how to run a digital business. We completely do the tech. But my passion, my love, my gifts are really from taking people from what they're thinking. Why are you thinking that? This is why you're stuck, and how to overcome that thought, that feeling. I call it the master thought formula. I wish I could teach this. I can't teach it now.
I'm getting a download. Well, I will take you there because the coach here on this side is, my superpower. My superpower is seeing the unique selling point of someone and bringing what is your magic, because I'm bringing your magic out and I'm on my mind creating what is a blueprint for an amazing course for you, meaning not me doing the course, you know what I mean. I want to add something, and I'm going to be very raw here. I think the biggest problem is the leaders, the people who talk, just talk with you about the exit, the 10K, and that. But let me tell you a dirty story. I was stuck on 5K, 6K, and there it is. And I did want the 10K, but I was never getting there. And then for some reason, I had a month. And it was very funny because I sold 2 offers for $5,000 and I never did. I sold it because I did not want to sell it, meaning it's not that I did not want to work with the people. I never did think they will sign up and I was so relaxed on the sales call that I sold it. And I went from 5, 6 to 17 in 1 month. And my ego was like, I'm going to buy a house in Mexico. I was there. There it is. I made it. Guess what did happen next month? I did $2,000.
Yeah.
And my ego was crushed. It took me a lot of time And then I was like, how can I coach people how to make 10K if in the next months I made 2?
I get it.
And I decided to come to my dragons and be raw and tell the story. In the same way that I'm telling now. I did more money in the last 2 weeks selling low ticket offers, but at a great value than I did in the last 3 months.
Right. And that's the thing. It's all a numbers game too. And what we do when we bring people in is we first do an intensive call and say, what is a rich life to you?
Exactly.
Like a lot of people, they know what they don't want very clearly, and that's the law of attraction working again, if we get a little deeper with that. So we have to shift that thinking, which comes down to another whole subject about identity shifting, that you have to shift your whole
You need to
identity.
become the person that you want to be. You need to behave as the person that you want to be. You need to have self-love. You need to have forgiveness for yourself. It's a very interesting, but it just starts with decision. Then you want. And it's very interesting is if you ask majority of people, they say they want to be rich, or they tell you they want 10K per month. That is a number. That is a trendy number on the last year. Okay. My question is, what are you going to do with 10K? And they never can answer me.
That's why it's not attracted to them. It's not clear. Like another little exercise is, if you had 10K a day, spend it in your mind in the mornings. Spend it in the mornings before I won't get into brainwaves and things, but when you're laying there in bed and before you get up, if you could just live a life in your mind of what you would do, what you would buy if you had 10K every month, every day coming in, spend it in your mind. And you know that the mind doesn't know what's real or what's fake. So when you start training your brain for that, and look at how most people wake up. They wake up thinking they got to do this, they got to do that, they got to do that. Bills, getting the kids, so much bullshit. And that's why they're attracting things that they don't want in their life anymore, or that same routine habits that they've had their
the
whole
same
life.
results.
Yes.
For me, what changed my life was start waking up at 4 a.m. And it's very easy when you are in the side of the world, but before, even when I was with my kids, I used to wake up 2 hours before the time. So I did not need to rush. I could do my meditation. I could do my walks. I could have time for myself. So I'm primed to not be shouting and screaming, put your socks on, run this. Take time. My first hours of the day, I prime myself with love, meditation, good vibes, nice music, dancing, whatever comes up. And that is habits. And habits have results. Right?
Yes. I want to share something when you say that, habits in your life and your routine. So if I could share something that really shifts people, like I said, I wish I had charts and stuff, but if I could the biggest thing
I promise you we will do a masterclass.
Yeah, because I'm coming out of my skin over here. I really need to be jumping around.
You are doing amazing. You are doing amazing.
Person.
We are doing amazing. We are taking people. I know, I feel the energy. Come on, let's go.
So identity, folks, is everything. And if you look at your identity now, personally do this exercise. Okay. You have your identity. Mm-hmm. And then you have beliefs. Let's take coaches, because you have a lot of coaches. Okay, mm-hmm. So I'm a life coach. And then what comes with that are beliefs of that you have to be busy. You have to be the marketer. You have to post on social media. These become habits now. These are your habits now. Mm-hmm. So you have an identity, You have beliefs that you need to be doing all these things, which create habits of all these beliefs and identity, which actually create your environment. So the shift, and I did this on a whiteboard. I did this when I learned about this. I did this on a piece of paper, then I did it on whiteboard, and I did the triangle, two triangles side by side, and one was old self. I called it old self, with your identity, your beliefs, your skills, your habits, and the environment. And if everybody looked at their life right now like that, they would see that that makes sense. So then what I did is I said, okay, I don't want that old self anymore. How do I become my new self? So then I drew a new triangle and I called it new future self. What's my identity? Digital CEO. What are my beliefs?
Visionary leader. I need a name. It cannot be mom of dragons. It sounds weird. I need to be something else of dragons, but okay. But yeah.
We're all slaying dragons. That's the problem. Like the strategy and the processes and the systems, folks, you have strategies, you have processes, you have systems. It's really slaying the bullshit beliefs that you have, and your mindset is really where people are stuck. So getting back into shifting to my new future self, my new identity. What was my new identity they wanted? I wanted to be a digital CEO with a team doing things for me with processes and systems. Then what are my beliefs that I need to believe to become that person? I need to believe that I don't need to do everything. If I can find people that do it 80% like me, that is good enough for me to scale. No one's going to do the job like me. But if I can train them and teach them to do it 80% like me, that's good. So you have to switch all your beliefs. And then when you're now living as a digital CEO, your habits need to change. You need to do videos every single day. You need to serve every single day. You need to work on your body every single day. You change your habits and your routine. And when you change your identity, you change your beliefs, and you change your habits, it automatically creates a new environment. And when you do those two triangles side by side and you look at them every single day when you get up, old self, no, I don't want to be my old self. And you look at that new chart of your new self and your new beliefs and what are those habits to create my new environment. That's motivation, because it's a chart in front of you that simplifies things and breaks it down into no-brainer actionable steps.
I'm laughing because I think then you have gold on you, then you don't even know, then you have like I will tell you what I mean. I mean, then you have things, then you can share extra what you are doing in your projects. There are goals. We need more male energy on this space. It's needed, and it's needed to come as your calm. So in the way you do it. For me, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And I think we can invite people watching to connect with you in some way. We will have some links here, whatever it is. What you want to say? How can people? What you want? You want people to contact you? Do you want what you want? What we have? Yeah.
You know what I would love?
Tell me.
I would love to do a strategy call with your people
Mm-hmm.
and help them from wherever they are right now with their biggest problem and with their biggest goal. And I know I can help them. I can clarify it. I can give them tunnel vision. I can simplify it. I can cut out the bullshit and make a clear-cut plan that they couldn't figure out See, people, the other thing I learned is people are trying to solve their problems with the same level of consciousness that created the damn problems.
That is so true.
So what I'd like to do is just be that outside listener to show you where you're stuck. And I can do this very, very quick. And just to show you how to get unstuck from wherever you are right now. I think that would be the biggest gift, because people are stuck and they can't figure it out themselves and they don't know what to do. And they've been living the same with habits and routines and the same environment, and they don't know how to change. I can help people get clear on how to change. And if they like my clarity and want to scale and want to build systems and build processes, I have a new membership site with a low monthly fee, so it doesn't cost thousands to get started, because I know what people think. What if I spend thousands and it doesn't work? I get what people think. So I've created a system where we do it for you because we're so good at it. We build the system for you and for a low monthly fee. So I would love to do a free strategy call and just help your people get unstuck from where they are. And I'd also like to add that a little bit about that master thought formula. Guys, you have to realize that you are not your thoughts. And people get into this routine when you step out of yourself and you realize that you're actually a spiritual being having a human experience. This is the level of mind. Now you can look down at your being, which is just a bag of skin. You're a spiritual being. You can look at yourself differently from a different point of view and be able to make choices and decisions differently, because you are not your thoughts. That is your brain and your devil voice and the bullshit stories that you're living over and over and over. So I can help people break out of that system and live a rich life. I'm a freedom strategist. That's what I can offer. I can offer your people a simple freedom strategy, because that truly, to live free, is truly living a rich life.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I know we are going to do very cool things together, and I'm just downloading info. Then I will tell you as soon as I end the recording. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much to the universe for bringing me amazing people as you can share what you share. And thank you for living the life that you did.
Thank you.
Because I know that many times we take hard choices, but that choices will inspire someone one day.
That's what I'm going to do. I actually have a lady who's going to do a documentary and write a book in 365 days.
You are going to make $1 million.
I'm going to make $1 million, and I'm coming to a new country with a new product, a new service, with no connections, no credit in this country. And I'm building $1 million business. And
I feel
I'm doing that.
I feel that we're so connected. Yes, let's go.
Not for my ego. I dropped my ego 7 years ago. And so it's not for my ego, but it's really to show the human beings on that no matter what, I'm an underdog. I'm starting from scratch with nothing. And I have the wisdom and the systems and the processes to create what I want to create. And I want this documentary to inspire other people to get unstuck and just to shift their mindset and forget the old programming of old school. The earth is shifting into a new dimension and a new vibration. And if you folks don't make this shift into a joyous life, into living a freedom lifestyle, into not worrying, into not having any stress, you're going to stay in that old low vibrational world, which that's where the unhappy people live. So I want to help people ascend into this new world, into this new digital economy where we don't have to work hard for money and we actually help other people with our gifts.
Exactly. Thank you so much for being here. To you watching this, I hope you did enjoy. Please drop comments, connect with Daryl, connect with me, connect. Stop complaining, take action. It's your time. Keep living your dreams and make it happen. My name is Rita Valente. Okay, I was saying, then I really need to love her to be here at this time, because you don't know this, but we are in totally different parts of the world at this moment.
Yeah.
Tiana, it's Tiana. It always sounds me weird when I say Tiana, like, how do a Latin person pronounce your name correctly? Please, my lady.
Perfect.
The microphone, then you are really good at. Tell us who you are, what you do, and then I will tell why I like you. Like you. So just like you. I never work at this time in my F life. That is part of my... Let's go.
Well, I feel very, very honored. I really, really do. It's a real honor. Thank you so much. So my name is Deanna Cooney. I am Australian, if you couldn't tell, and I am a somatic speaking coach. So I work with people and help them find their voice and then use their voice to have whatever impact they want to have in the world. For some people, that means making more income. For some people, it means creating change in the world. My role is to elevate other people, right? My purpose is to help other people achieve their purpose. And I do that through making...
I have the feeling I resonate with that. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
yeah. It's so beautiful, right? Like, I'm not a... I have lots of ideas and all that kind of stuff, but where my zone of genius is helping other people get to where they want to go. I'm a facilitator, right? And I do that through helping people speak effectively, communicate effectively, use their voice, not just the way they sound, but their internal voice, and get really connected to who they are as a person and their intentions for the world, and then having that be expressed through the way that they communicate. And sometimes that means working with a microphone and being a podcaster. Sometimes that means being a voiceover artist. So I work with people who are in performance like spaces and teach them how to do voiceover. But I also help entrepreneurs and change makers and coaches elevate their communication so that they can have the influence and the impact that they want to have. And yeah, so that's me. I mean, my background is as an actor. I've been an actor, a voiceover artist, a presenter, an MC, a person who stands on stages, whether they're like online stages or real life stages, and communicates with like big groups of people. I've been doing that since my early 20s. I decided when I was 22 that I wanted to be a creative. And so I started going down that creative path at the age of 22, and I just turned 49. It was my birthday last week. Woo!
Happy birthday.
Really,
it's almost
cool.
My birthday. You win for a little bit. Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birthdays are the best. Okay. So
when I decided to do this summit, we talked in private before of that. If someone is watching all these talks, they are fed up of this story. But I'm very raw. And if I'm going to be alive, let me enjoy the moment. So I have tears in my eyes right now for two reasons. Why? Maybe because of a Malibu cola that I drank before. But the second one, because and it's no disrespect to anyone else than it was on my dragons before, and anyone else who joined, is just because when we met, I felt we have such a similar background in so many things, and similar approach in so many things. and similar. And I just want to hang out with you, and that is the reason why it's 𝐿7. And I sleep at like 8 normally, p.m. obviously. Mexico. I have no idea, where are you? Because you are in holidays with your family.
Oh,
but
no,
okay.
I know. No, I'm back in. I'm in Perth, Australia now, just for a few days. I was in Bangkok. I've flown back to Perth because I'm emceeing a conference tomorrow, so I've got to go and host a conference all day tomorrow.
High class problems.
I know, terrible, right? And then I'm getting on a plane again in a couple of days. I'm going back to Thailand to finish my holiday.
Okay. It's something about, and I did say this a lot in these summits, but I did say this a lot because I really did ask the universe to show me people that light me up to work at 7:30 because you know what I mean. So I'm a workaholic in everything that I love, but when you arrive to a certain moment in your life, you just want to spend your 7:30 p.m. with someone that really lights you up. And it's not just that you light me up, I see, it sounds so woohoo with this. Wait a second. I see our future.
Yeah.
I see us. Do you know the Avatar movie when they say, I see you? I see you, I see me, I see us.
Yeah.
And Malibu is working. It is so. When I was famous, we went through same kind of path in life. So 20 years ago, when I was famous in Portugal, people did not know how to put me on boxes. So I had big boobs because I did operate, and I was talking about that. And I had 3 kids already. I was 20 something. And at the same time, I was sexy and beautiful. So I could not be intelligent. It's a very Catholic country. And so I did need to be a bad mom. And at the same time, being famous in a small country, that doesn't mean that, like, I had more money when I was not famous than when I became famous.
Yeah.
And I went through, you will understand me so well now. I had a moment, and I had debts. I had a lot of debts. And I had people blackmailing me and saying they are going to the media to talk about. And it was in that time then, like, media used to put like my gay friends as the new lover of the week.
Of course.
So, and you say, are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah. Okay. And so what I did was like, you know what? I am going to the media to say I have that. And it's a weird story to share at that time. But what I want to say is, so after that, a journalist asked me, why do you think Portugal hates you so much? What is a very nice thing to ask to a girl of 25 years old in 26 in 2007, right? Right. And I answer, it's because I do what the majority will love to do, and I say what the majority will love to say, but they have no balls to do it. In this case, no ovaries to do it, and no guts. What I want to say with all of this, I'm a coach, and we are going to that route. We want to inspire people, but as well, Diana, and I think you agree with me, we want to inspire people who are ready to do the shit. Who are ready to say, I don't know how to do this, please help me. Who are ready to say, I really want to do this. And we will be the coaches. And I know you will be the coach. And you know I will be the coach. And we will be there like raving fans against all rules and business coaches tell you to do. No, you can access me unlimited times during TMs. And I will support you or say to you, slow down, stop drinking Malibu. But we will be there for each other.
Yeah.
What happens is, I want your opinion on this. We both know how to make shitloads of money.
Yeah.
That is not my problem. It's not your problem. It's not, we know that. When you know that is a superpower. But we want to impact lives, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And we
Yes,
have
yes,
a
yes,
beautiful
yes.
thing that is, I don't know how to coach, how to become a speaker. And I have some things that probably can help you. And that is how we came together.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know about what you think about it. After COVID, like some people like spend too much time online and they start looking to, and I'm living in Mexico, they start looking to Tulum. I just run away from Tulum right now. I started looking to Tulum and like, I want to be a digital nomad and I want to drop my 9 to 5 and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to work 2 hours a week and I'm going to make 20K per month. And then these business coaches start selling them 5, 10, 20K offers for 3 years, for the last 3 years. And people paid and they have debt until the top of the head. I went through the road and you know that. So I went from the healing and the visibility and I went, so yeah, I can teach you how to make 10K per month. Yes, and everyone, you just Google it, go to YouTube, how to make 10K per month, you will find it, okay? That you don't need me, okay?
Nope.
What I found really interesting is more than the 10K a month, people want 2 things. One, becoming a coach, a speaking coach. 2, become a best-selling author. But I think that is a very American, Australian kind of vibe, but that is interesting. What is going on? Why? 2 things. So I'm going this full Malibu story here. I'm full with this. What I want to take you on this ride with me is, point 1, if you are watching this and you really want success, she is your girl. Me too, but she is your girl in different things. We team up and we team up and we make it happen. If you say you want it, think about if this is your hobby or if this is your business. If this is the lifestyle that you think you want, because being a speaker, I believe, and I'm not a speaker, even though I did a lot of stage work. I'm not a speaker, even though I speak every day and I do these kind of beautiful things. That is not my main focus. Whatever you want for your business, it's not going to be 2 hours, at least not on the first 2 or 3 years. So explain to me what kind of clients you are looking for, because they all want you, you know that. Like if something, people say they want abundance, and yes, it's the Malibu talking in the hour. Everyone says they want abundance and they want the 10K per month and they want this, but what they really want is attention, impact, reckoning, how to say social proof. So, tell me how did you, I know I arrived to that conclusion by accident. When I went through doing a post about who did want to learn how to make 10K per month and who did want to be on a summit, and I saw the difference of amount of answers. Yes, because little tip, if you want to create an offer, don't just create an offer, ask what they are looking for. That's an important detail. So I know your journey. I know how badass you are. I know because even though I know the fact that I work on stage for so long and I did so many live shows in my life that give me a certain flair, like a certain ability. And even though 3 years ago, someone told me that I will never be able to build a business in English because I told you that the other time.
Yeah, you told me that. And I did the same thing. I was like, that's ridiculous.
No, but that was what I did. Sometimes it's the best thing that someone can tell you is like, you cannot do it. It's like,
you can't do
watch
this.
me, watch me, watch me. So tell me, what is your why? because your magic is there. Like any person, when I lock eyes with you, I did know deep on my heart, I did not care how much was your bill. I did not care how much was your high ticket, high value, low, whatever. I was signing up. Because people buy your energy, and this is really important. People buy your energy, and there is something that for sure you teach. I cannot teach how to have, I don't know how to teach that. And that is as well why I love the dragons and why I love this, is because I bring all the knowledge where I don't know how to teach how to become a speaker. I don't even know how I speak even. So that is, but, and I can always improve, so I can always learn with you. But why you are on that, why you are in this journey at this moment? What is the impact you want to have? I'm talking and talking and talking, but you know where I'm going. I want to bring, I think it is the most beautiful way to do this, is having this complicity and bringing the best. It's not being like, please, Diana, tell me about your offer. Bring on. Bring on. They are in love with you already. Why they need you? What you have for them?
So this is really interesting. This is really fun, right, for me, because this is different to here's my offer and here's what you get and blah, blah, and blah, right? What I'm really, really good at, my like zone of absolute fucking genius, is seeing what people's patterns are. Patterns of thought, patterns of behavior, patterns of emotional responses, patterns of speaking, patterns of communicating, right?
That is so interesting. I will never talk with you anymore. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So go, keep going.
So what I'm really, really good at is helping people work out what their patterns are, right?
Okay.
Seeing their patterns as tools, right? Because that's how we function as humans.
As
right?
leverage.
The way we,
I
right?
totally understand you that, because for example, my kids used to joke. So my kids grew up in UK. When their mom used to not be able to speak English, and they always they always make a lot of fun of me. And I kind of took that, maybe you will, and I embraced my mistakes and embraced the incapacity that I have to pronounce certain names, like I was saying with your name. And I embrace it. And when you, like, it's the same story of the blackmailing. When you embrace it.
Yes. You get to use it effectively, right? And so I'm a very pragmatic person. I'm both things, right? I'm highly emotional, really heart-centered, very much about love over money, fun over just about everything in the world. I'm really oriented towards happiness and having a good life, right? And so I've got that really heart-centered, love-focused, let's all just really enjoy our lives and be satisfied and feel a real sense of gratitude for our life. And then also, on the other hand, I'm insanely pragmatic. I'm very solution-oriented and I'm very forward momentum-y, right?
You are what? Scorpio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that pragmatism is really interesting, right? Because what that allows me to do is, because I've got the heart, right, I can get inside people very, very quickly. I can very quickly understand what their patterns are. I can hear it in the way they speak. I can see it in the way that they think. I can see it in the behaviors.
Okay. Tell me about me. What did you find out about me already?
Oh God, that's
oh God, bring on.
No, I like it. So what I see about you is you're very focused on helping people, obviously, right? You have a really strong focus towards helping people. From a speaking pattern kind of perspective, you really take your time, which comes from the fact that you have this interesting language thing going on, right? So you have accented English, right? And for a lot of people, what that does is create stress in their life. And that stress means that they talk really, really fast and they stumble over their words and they feel very self-conscious about the pronunciation of things or their ability or inability to make certain sounds. And with speaking, really all we're doing is shaping air, right? Like air comes up out of our lungs and through our vocal folds and we shape it here, right? And so accent is just shaping of sound, which is why when you said to me, someone told you you'll never have a business in English, I was like, that's fucking bullshit. That's just rubbish.
But
right?
but there is it is so beautiful what you are saying, because there comes, since we are talking manifestation and abundance and etc., there comes a clear this, and I'm going back to people as us who have balls or ovaries or whatever. I did need to not listen. This is COVID. I have 5 kids at home or 4 kids at home. I was living with someone who was not working. I was the only provider at that moment. I could not listen to that coach.
No.
So when we, and I know you operate in the same way, when you decide here, then it's going to happen. There's no other option.
No.
And that
I mean,
comes
that's
out.
really what
that
manifestation
comes out,
is about, right? Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Right? And so I see that in the way that you've chosen to embrace your accent, right? You've chosen to embrace the way that you speak. And that's so, so important for authenticity. And, you know, one of the things that I wanted to touch on today around that financial abundance and manifestation of all of the money that you want in the world, one of the fastest ways to have that happen is to hook into your authenticity, right? And if we are masking, if we're pretending to be something, right? If we're hiding behind what we think the world wants
they will
of us,
find you out.
and you're also not being authentic, right? And so that like severely impacts your communication. So, you know, that coach saying to you, you won't be able to do this unless you fix the way you sound, because that's what that was, right? It was a change the way you sound so that you fit the bigger picture, right? Bigger picture, right? When that person said that to you, instead of changing the way that you sound, you hooked into your authenticity. You hooked into who you actually are, and you allowed that to be the interface with the world. You didn't make a fake interface. And lots of people do that out of stress, out of worry, out of concern.
No, to fit on, to fit. It's such an interesting thing, in special with English. I found it super interesting. I live in Mexico. I have a lot of people who speak Spanish. So as a basic, I speak 5 languages in my life at this moment. I will say I speak English, Portuguese, and Spanish fluent. I stopped speaking French. It's like kudos on me. But it's really cool. Then you don't even realize that sometimes you are watching TV with no subtitles in a totally different language. And that is cool. That is a badass cool. But what that gives you as well is it's people have with English, like I was working with this healer, great healer from Mexico. His market in Latin America doesn't pay him. I told him he needs to go to an American market. He speaks basic English, okay? Embrace it. No one is expecting that a healer from Mexico is speaking perfect British English, because that will sound weird. Sir,
right?
Where you lost half of your money there.
Incongruous and inauthentic, right?
Yes.
And this is the thing, right? Like one of next to, well, not even next to, but as part of this whole authenticity thing, right? Like it's really important that we have clarity. Right? About
it's
about
really
a couple
important.
of different things.
It's
right?
really
like,
important.
Clarity converts, right? Like 10 out of 10 days.
I always say clarity. Clarity is like the full clarity. I call it clarity. Why a vision is like the full GPS address.
Yes. or the full URL in the like search
100%.
bar type thing.
100%.
Yeah. It's not just the little bit at the start; it's the whole thing. And you need that clarity in, like, I think, two really specific areas. One is around your messaging, obviously, right? Like, as someone who wants to make money, if you're not clear in your messaging, how are people supposed to buy your stuff? How are they supposed to know what it is that you've got available, right? So your messaging needs not lots and lots of clarity, because that helps you attract, helps you repel, right? But you can't get there until you have clarity here.
It's
You
so
have
interesting.
to have clarity on the inside, right? You have to understand your values. You have to know what you stand for. Otherwise, and this impacts your voice so fucking much, right? Because
Oh my God,
on the inside, you are a little bit wonky and not clear. What comes out of you is wonky and not clear.
Not clear. And then okay. That is why I love to be with you. Few things. When you are on a sales call, point one, I'm sucking sales calls. I know why.
Really?
Why I do. You know what? You know why I say that? It's because I don't see it at sales calls. I jump on calls like I jump on a conversation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't know if you want to work with that person who's on the other side. And then if you say, yeah, my offer is $10,000, and it sounds like this, you will never sell it. I'm going to tell you a story. You will ring. I hope the person is not listening to me, because you will know this. Okay, the first time I sold a $5,000 offer, I sold it because I was working in a group with more female energy, and the person who did want to join had more male energy. Let's put it like that, because they're the ones going very deep details. So instead of the 3,000, I just dropped it 5,000, because I did think no, in any way, form or shape, is going to pay. And he said yes. And I said, oh shit, well now you work really well. And I forever and ever, and he like retention. But it came from that, I'm throwing a number so you don't say yes.
That's hilarious.
And it's so interesting, and we really need to work together a lot. It's so interesting because, for example, when I'm helping people, I keep saying I'm not a business coach, and I keep dropping this here, but you know where I'm going. When I'm helping people to craft an offer themselves, not craft an offer then nobody buys, craft an offer themselves, and you are not ringing the bell, you need to drop it as a ridiculous price, as my like ridiculous. So ridiculous, then your dragons, in my case, text you and say, your brain injury is really bad, I'm concerned with you. So bad, then he's like, can you please give me the coffee or pass me the salt? And you sell the first 2 or 3, and you build, like I said, a muscle. Because if you don't trust on your outcomes, and this is one part, and another part, and I'm listening to you, is you need to tell your story. You need to have a story for the detail.
Yeah, you've got to have your stories.
But that's where the
clarity piece comes in, right? Like, you've got to know what your stories are, but you can't know what your stories are until you know yourself. So it's like, it's this really beautiful process of peeling back the layers that you've like put in front of yourself that are protective mechanisms. This is a lot of the pattern work that I do with people, right? It's working out what have you got in the way, right? What have you layered up that is your safety blanket? What have you layered up in front of you? What are all of these behavior patterns that you've built up over time throughout your whole life, right? Because it's not just the last 10 minutes. It's not just the last 10 days. It's your whole life, right? We don't naturally reassess our patterns until someone like me comes along and goes, what the fuck's that? What is that you're doing right there?
That is so interesting.
Why is that still happening in your life? And how old were you when that happened, right? Because if you were 12 when that pattern got established and you're 40, then 12-year-old you is running your life right now and making decisions for you, right? And so we've got to like kind of isolate what all of those bits and pieces are.
That is deep, Diana.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
cannot
it's-
tell then you're like, no, you are not speaking, you are deep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, here's the thing, right? Your voice comes from everything that's inside you. That is what your voice is, right? So I have this thing that I say to people all the time, okay? The words that you choose to say, the words, right, are the conscious expression of your thoughts and feelings, right?
Oh
so
my
I can
God.
say to you, I feel this way, right? I like your hair. I love that tattoo, right? That's a conscious choice that I'm making to communicate something about my thoughts and my feelings. The tone of your voice, the way you sound, not the words, but the
communication.
the
Point
tonal
one,
quality of
my
your voice,
hair, this is
that.
water with gel because it's too late
love
and
it,
I cannot.
I love
I
I
do
love it,
need
I
to.
love it, I love it.
Okay.
Looks great. Hey,
Very.
let me say this bit because this is important, right? So your words are the conscious expression of your thoughts and feelings. Your tone is the unconscious expression of your thoughts and feelings.
Oh my God.
It's all the shit that lives underneath, right? And that's your values. That's the things you stand for. That's the decisions that you made when you were 8 and 12 and 15 and 22 about the kind of person that you're going to be in your life, right? Those things still exist inside you and they influence how your voice comes out of you. So you cannot become a good speaker. You cannot become a master of using your voice without looking at all of those inside things because they drive your voice. They drive how you sound. They drive how you communicate. So it is deep. Everyone I work with on The Voice, we have this conversation.
Okay. Before we go deep on the practical side, I have a question for you because I know you are from the world. So I am Portuguese. Portuguese love. But I grew up, my mom died really early and I grew up writing poetry. I love words. I wish I could write in English the way that I can write in Portuguese. Words are tattoos for me. I really get attached to a word, then you say to me, to something, then you tell me. And in women, like Malibu talking again, and women on this, like, if a man can make a woman horny, you can say the correct things more than you can be beautiful or whatever.
Yes.
The words, for me, I did say no to beautiful guys in my life. Then I traveled more than 300 kilometers, like I'm just remembering a story, because he had the wrong accents, because he did this advertising that was in all Portuguese TV, and he talked with a voiceover. And when I met him in person, he had an accent from a place in Portugal, then let's not go there. And it did not work for me. And believe me, I could do all kinds, but it did not work. Words for me are really important. Now, cultural wise, and I was having this kind of argument this afternoon. Someone was telling me that I get too attached to words and less attached to actions. It's true. Is there people get too attached to words, or is I'm crazy really here?
Look, I don't like. I wouldn't say crazy by any stretch of the imagination.
We are all a little bit.
Look, I think everybody connects to different things, right?
Okay.
Like you connect to words. Some people connect to actions. My partner, for instance, very action oriented. He watches people's actions, and he doesn't care what words you use. He cares how you behave, right? He cares what you do, right? Not what you say. You can, and there's validity in that, right? Because like words can mean many different things. I can say to you, "Oh, I love your hair," and I can also say to you, "Oh, I love your hair," and they mean radically different things. Radically different things, because the communication that lives alongside the words also says something to you, right? So words can be unreliable for some people. Some people don't trust words, right? But those people are probably very connected to the subtext, the stuff that's living underneath the words, the tonal kind of thing. So my partner, he just decided at some point in his life that words are not the most important thing, actions are the most important thing. For you, it's words. But I would suggest that even more than the words, it's what lives under the words that's really important for you. And I can relate to that, right? I will
say, like, I am about, you saw this on me already. I really position myself in a position of an observer. I
really
love to listen. When I'm with you, I am with you 90% of the time. It can happen. It's not what I expect. I'm with you. I'm reading your energy. I'm listening what you are saying. Worst thing we have is when you decide to study body language and you start reading cues and you see things that people don't even see, and you get upset with things that they don't even know they are thinking about, but whatever, that is another story. But I am there with you. So I read you. I have a sense. I have that because I really care. I'm not losing. I don't spend time in my life. I think it's something that comes after 40. I don't spend time in my life with people that I don't like. I don't spend time in my life watching horror movies. I don't spend time in my life. And if I do like this, and I need to have headphones. It needs to be during the day. That is a totally different story. And it needs to be like a bet, then I lost, and that is like, no way. It freaks me out. Freaks me out. In another way, a few months ago, I was swimming in a cenote, and I'm open cenote. You know what it is? It's like a lake. Okay, it's like a lake. Imagine it's a lake. Like, let's
Were
picture
you scared
that.
of what was underneath? Were you worried something
was a crocodile inside, and nobody told us. That is the reason for another podcast. So imagine, then you have nowhere to go, and someone, American girl, comes running, like not running, swimming, and you are in the water until here. So wait a second. Where I paid a ticket to come here, and you are saying there is a crocodile. And then I found out not just was a crocodile, like was famous on TikTok. And the girl was screaming, went there because did know of the crocodile, but never did think he was going to find him. Totally different story. Totally different story. But this is, like I said, this just happened with persons with ovaries like me and you. Coming back to story, what I want to say with all of this is, do we need to be brave to own our own voice?
Yes. Oh my God, yes, because it takes a huge amount of vulnerability. You have, like, that pulling back of all of those layers. It's scary as all shit, right? Like, it's very, very frightening for us to be vulnerable, right? It's easier in person, right? Because we can see the other person. We can do a bit of reading, right? Online, it gets really challenging. And so we can't necessarily trust the environment to feed back to us. So
I'm getting a message from you, then we need to solve after. I'm getting...
Good. Put a pin in that. Write it down.
I get it already. It's really interesting.
So yes, you have to be very brave.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting. All my life, I always bring, I don't, and let's talk social media since we are talking about this. Even though I coach social media, and even though everyone who's watching this shit is here because of me and my work on my social media, I don't let social media take care of my life. And I don't do silly, stupid things on social media. I don't own lots of accounts. I had 111,000 followers on my Instagram account before I lost it. That is a punch in the ego. But social media is your playground. when I put myself out of there, like I'm doing now, and I'm joking about the Malibu, and I'm talking about the guy that I did not had sex with because of his accent.
Yeah.
This is my brand. Like, you love it or you hate me, and it's great, and that it is perfect.
Clarity. You know who you are, right? And you don't just know who you are, you're willing to show everybody who you are, right? This converts. This literally turns into dollars. Like literally, right? Being who you are and being brave enough, having the balls, having the ovaries, whatever you are, right?
Or
right.
Yeah, whatever.
Having the courage, because that's really what that is, right? Having the courage to be unapologetically who you are.
I love the word unapologetically.
Fully.
I have an album. One of my last albums was named Unapologetic. As a DJ, please. For God, I don't sing.
It's so important, but it's hard. It's scary as fuck, right?
But I have a question.
It makes you stand out. And people say they want to stand out, but then they start doing the things that allow them to stand out, and a bunch of like fear responses show up. Lots and lots of fear responses show up, and we're conditioned for this. So another big part of what I do with people is teach nervous system control. Because I've been a performer for my entire life, right? Like literally, before I became a professional performer, I was a performer. I've been like you. I've been doing it for fucking ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have so many tools for nervous system management. But then here's what happened, right? So I've got all of these tools for nervous system management around being a performer, and then I became a coach, right? And I had to like elevate that stuff. Like I had to get much, much, much better, because in order to be, as a performer, you put on a bit of a mask, right? Like when you are playing a character or playing a role or being the DJ or being the MC, it's really easy to step into a performance, into a bit of a character. You put a little bit of a mask on and you show up and you do all the things, right? Like my mask is like,
my mask was, you will get into this. One time I went to play in a gig, was Pride, and I was like a free, like not free, it was a very cheap gig, but it was like for 500 people, open square, and I revenue 500 people was what I expect, and it was 13,000. And I had, and you will understand me so well, I had 2 players. So in my brain is, if one is fucked up, because DJs need to mix between 2.
Yes, of course.
I'm going to die here. My knees, when I went to the top of the stage, they shake so badly.
Yeah, I bet.
Then I did sing.
I would have been going crazy.
No, I did like, do you know what I did? Like I was sweating. I don't know. Like the first thing I did, I picked up the microphone. I tapped because I could not talk. And say, guys, I'm fucking scared here. I need your help.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Own
right?
it. Own it.
Yes.
Own it.
But that's challenging because people don't like to admit, like as humans, especially adult humans, it's really, really challenging for us to go, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here and things could go badly. And 2, I'm scared, right? Saying those things out loud it's hardwired into us on like an evolutionary kind of level, that if we 1, say we're terrified, and 2, say I can't do this by myself, I need your help, we get left behind. Because from a herd mentality perspective, and we all operate under herd mentality because we're pack creatures, right? From that herd mentality perspective, we have to stay with the herd, right? Because if we don't stay with the herd, a saber-toothed tiger fucking eats us. Right?
Yes.
Literally, we die. So it's hardwired into us to want to fit in, and to be a functioning like person in the herd. So when we do stuff that makes us not fit in, like stand out and be different, and really fully own all of our weirdness, and become fully self-expressed and be unapologetic about who we are, that fear response gets challenged. We're like, oh, don't stand out from the crowd, you'll get left behind. But then also admitting that you're weak does the same thing.
100%.
Asking for help and being vulnerable is not the same as weakness, but it's kind of like hardwired into us that that's there. So part of the deal with becoming a really effective speaker, communicator, whether it's in this environment, whether it's one-on-one with people, whether it's on a massive stage in front of 13,000 fucking people, right?
I did not need to talk a lot, let's put it like that.
Yeah.
But
part of that is like owning who you are and working your way through the fear.
I'm going to send you the video of that gig. I'm going to send you the video of that.
I really want to see it. It's
I
challenging, right? It is really, really challenging for people to do, and that's like.
but that
that's
make
like
us. But that make us. I know what kind of coach you are, and
Tell
one
me,
of the
what kind of
reasons
coach am
I you are the person who don't know every answer. You are exactly as me.
Yeah.
I say to my people, I have no F clue how to answer. You give me, let's figure out together. Let's learn how to dance together. I think I play a lot of this. I do not know all the answers. When I had my accident, I'm always technically this summit should be the summit of the accident. When I had the accident and I shifted my $5,000 offers for 444, I had no clue what I was doing. I told you this. I told you this, right?
Totally.
I did told you this.
100%.
And then a few days ago, I text you and I told you what we are going to do next. Like, okay, that's another story there. But no clue. And you think I did lie to my dragons and I said, no, I have everything figured out. No, I have no clue, because if they are with me, and they are with me for 2 years, majority of them, they start by paying $100 and they are $7,000 or $10,000 already invested with me. They know I'm human.
Yeah, you have to model it. Like, I think one of the biggest jobs of a coach is to model being a human.
Oh, that is a great one. Not being a go 100K months and there, yes, you can do it 90 days and there you are. The first time I was stuck in 5, and first time I went through after 10, I did 17,000. And I was going to swear, I was the end of the month and I was swearing, I was saying, I'm going to buy 3 houses and I'm going to send this amount of money. I was there. I was on it. I was the queen of the fucking world. Guess what did happen next month? I did $2,000.
Yeah.
And no coach talk about this.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about this.
It's
so
so
I want to
important.
stop talking about this because I want what I know they want you. I know that because I know what they tell me. So what do you have for them? It's not promises, because I don't buy you do promises if you want. But what do they have this burning fire? I don't know, you know them better than me. Because on that side, I know they want to be visible. They have this burning fire. They want to be on the stage. They want to impact lives, right?
Yeah.
Talk to them. Talk to me if I was at it. Tell me what is on their minds. What can you tell them? How can you help them? What is there?
So much.
I know it's a lot of questions and I'm loading questions and I'm not being nice for you, but
no, it's okay. You don't need to be. It's fine.
But
so, look, here's the thing, right? There are a bunch of different things that need to happen to get a person into a state where they can stand on stage and be comfortable, right? And like that comfort part, I think, is the real kicker, because anyone can stand on a stage and say some shit. Right?
Oh, especially if it's empty and it is cleaning up. I will advise you to go. I always did sound check because it always make me more comfortable when you go to the stage. Because if you go to the stage for the first time and it's full of people already, let me tell you, it's not so comfortable. That is a little detail.
It's challenging, right? So, there's a bunch of different kind of areas, you know, and I sort of break it down into 4. So like I have this like framework that I've built, right? And it's a confident communication framework. And it's only called that because I haven't thought of a better name for it, right? Because I'm not caught
It's
up
like
in
this
names.
summit, cash,
whatever.
abundance, and prosperity. I never,
know.
finally, I could say
Call
the
it what
name.
it is,
Okay,
right?
okay, whatever. Yeah.
So this gets broken up into kind of 4 areas, right? Confident mind is one of them. And this is about getting your brain on board with being scared and doing the thing anyway, right? And it's really about reframing, but it goes much deeper than that, because what we want to do is really look at the patterns in the background that are driving your thought processes. So that's kind of the first part. The second part is confident body. And this, I think, is where a lot of people, they skip right over this part,
Confident
right?
body.
Yeah, because our body does a huge amount of communicating for us. You touched on this before, where you started talking about reading body language and stuff, right? There's a great deal of communication that we do with our body. Actually,
Like
only about
poses and
well,
like
sort of, right? Like partly, like I think a lot of people get very caught up in power pose, look strong and things, but for me, it's much more about being in tune with your body, being in alignment, and having a grounded, centered
when
energy.
when I feel that I'm talking, when I'm hosting my magical circles of tapping, for example, and I feel in my, like I cry a lot. I cry a lot, and I like to put the hand on my heart and like try to balance myself, but keep being the same honesty and the same brand that I am. So 100%. Keep going.
Like that kind of no, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's conversation, right? It's perfect. That kind of grounded, centered, aligned energy in our body is really important, because when we've got like frantic energy in our body, right, it makes us tense, and that tension in our body blocks communication. So for me, confident body is really about getting rid of that tension and allowing your body to communicate your values and your thoughts and your feelings just as much as your words are. Your words are only about 7-10-ish% of your communication. Like 40-odd% of it is tone, and the other 50% is what your body's doing, your face and your gestures. And if you are full of tension, we don't communicate well physically, right? So that confident body part is about getting in touch with your body, getting yourself centered and grounded, and being very present. And when we're present, we communicate incredibly effectively, right? So that's the confident body part. And then we've got confident voice, which is about a bunch of tools of how to use your voice effectively, right? How to use not your speaking, not your words necessarily, but vocally. What am I communicating, right? And is that in alignment with how I think and feel and how I want other people to feel? And it's learning how to use those vocal tones, those vocal frequencies to influence, to connect, to like have an impact outside of yourself, right? So there's tension involved in that as well, because when we're tense, our voice doesn't do its job very effectively, right?
No.
But being able to connect, exactly, right? We get squeaky, we get high pitched, we go real fast, we like put a whole bunch of filler words in there, and we don't take time, we don't pause, we don't breathe, right? We don't stay connected to ourselves, and we can only connect to other people when we're connected to ourselves. If we're not connected here, if we're not connected to our own intention and our own kind of like purpose and reason for being in a space, we don't connect with other people. There's actually like neuroscience around this, right?
Yes,
when
NLP. Yeah,
exactly. And even above and beyond the NLP, right?
The brain,
exactly,
yes.
right? When we're connected emotionally, certain parts of our brain light up, and the corresponding parts in our audience's brain light up, and then we connect. We release oxytocin, we bond, there's brain chemistry that happens that creates that, right? So the confident voice part is really about generating that connection with ourselves and with other people, and learning how to use it effectively to make the impact that we want to have. And then, of course, you've got confident speaking, which is, how do I use my words? What are my words?
And it's important. And you said something that is so important, and I'm going to go social media on this.
Cool.
And I get, when I was just coaching social media, I did get all offers. Let me go. I'm really not being political correctly on this summit.
Mm.
People say, oh, nobody did like my posts. Oh, nobody did bought my offer. I always had the question, did you like this post? Did you bought this offer? Why?
Would you buy this? Yeah.
Why? And you are saying, like, how do they want to make other people feel?
Yes.
And
yes, that's exactly it.
I feel as a coach, maybe, and just a message from me to you. As a coach, we go through so much in our life. You went through so much in your life. Then in a certain way, we want to shortcut their pain, their struggles. We want then our struggles, our pain, to be the power, the fuel, the electricity, so make their success faster so they can go and impact more lives. Because we know we can just impact 1 million of lives. But if we impact 1 million of lives, we're going to impact 1 million of lives. Make your math. I jump out of, I'm from humanity and philosophy and Portuguese, so math is not my bit. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And, you know, it's really interesting, right? Because that's why you hire a coach. All of the coaches I've hired, and I've had coaches. I have a coach now that I work with. I have multiple coaches actually that I work with in different areas, right? For me, because I want to learn from them, right? But that does not change the process that I need to go through as a human being to become the person that gets to do the things that I want to do and have the impact that I want to have. And I think, you know, like it's great to utilize someone else's expertise and experience, and that's why you hire a coach.
Blueprints.
100%, right? But you can't expect that to do the work for you as a human. Like 100%. You still have to go through the process. And with something like voice and something like speaking, that process is incredibly personal. Really, learning how to speak is personal development. It becomes professional development because it allows you to do more with your business and your life, and allows you to like impact more people and make more money and be abundant in all the different ways, right? But it's personal development. You have to look at it as this is a process. It's going to and the time is irrelevant, right? Time doesn't exist, right? Intention is the important part there, right? It can
decision, intention, vision, clarity. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? And the more clarity you have, the faster this stuff tends to happen.
The
right?
more clarity you have, the more clarity you have. If I did want to become a speaker, that was my main burning feeling at this moment, even though I still with what I'm going to say. I knew, look, I talk, and it's not BS. I talk with thousands of coaches, but I knew you are the person that I didn't want to jump in.
Yeah.
Because you are not telling me you know everything. You know, you have the experience, but in the same way than me, let's figure out together. But we take you there. If you want, we take you there. And I know, Diana, you are taking them. We have for sure here somewhere some links or a link. You just send me a link.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell a little bit about what is?
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm really excited about this actually. So I have this like 6 month speaking training program in place, right? And it's $6,000, okay, for the 6 months, $1,000 a month. And we have like a call, and we have some Telegram kind of chat, like DM kind of communication, all that kind of stuff. But what I really, really want to do for your dragons, right? And what I want to do is compress time, right? Because I want people to get to where they want to go nice and quickly. So here's what I'm going to do, right? We're actually going to take that 6 month program. We're going to do it in 6 weeks. Right? So that you get to where you want to go, right? And instead of just like one monthly call, blah, 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 like we'll be in communication lots and lots and lots. Like I haven't even decided exactly what that communication is going to be yet, because it's dependent on the person, right? I'm only going to do 3, of these, maybe 5. We'll see how many people are interested, right? But
I
don't
was
wanna do
just going
lots
to
of
do
them.
12 people on the summit, and we are in 27, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy, right? So we'll see what happens. But in terms of like how we engage with each other, that's going to be very, very dependent on the people that I work with, right? Because for you, you'll need something different to the next person, right? But what we're going to do is cover off everything that I would normally cover in 6 months. We're going to do it in 6 weeks, and it's 3K instead of 6K, right? So it's
I saw it.
just, yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I
right.
saw it.
It's really, really cool. That framework that I talked about, those kind of 4 pillars will be in there. But my goal is to first and foremost, we're going to have a conversation about what you need, and then we're going to build a plan, right? And then we're going to fucking execute that plan. Okay. My pragmatism will come in, and I will facilitate the planning and the execution of that plan. It's going to be very implementation heavy. You are going to be doing things all the time, right? Because speaking and using your voice, it's not purely intellectual. You cannot read your way to this. You cannot think your way to this. You have to do. You have to get up. You have to do the things. You have to feel the nervous system response. And then we put things in place that help you process whatever that nervous system response was, and elevate your nervous system so that you have control over what's happening to you in the moment. That's what makes really great speakers. What makes really great speakers is people who can be fully self-expressed and manage themselves at the same time. So that's what I want to do.
I will add, if I was like coming in with a little sparkling of cinnamon on a cappuccino, I always say to my dragons 2 things. Know why you want to do it.
Yes.
Why. Your why is as well the full address on the GPS. And extra than a vision board and a why, have a achievement board. Remember, what did you do in your life before, since you are born? Remember who you are, what you did. Don't see it as a problem. If it doesn't work to the left, we shift a little bit to the right. We shift a little bit to the right, but we will make it happen. And that is the kind of coaching we are. I am so excited because I know what we are going to do next. I know you don't know yet, but I even did not download the fully. Thank you so much for jumping on this ride with me. Thank you so much. Like, I'm a person, I'm a lucky bastard. I said this a few times. I'm a lucky bastard who learned very early in my life that the secret of happiness is being happy with the simple things in life.
Yeah.
And even though I was terrible tired and I had a shitty afternoon and I was feeling dragged, and I knew I was going to meet you, and it's not a BS, you will not see summits with these slides, and it's not that I love other people less, it's just I know you have superpowers, and with my superpowers and maybe other superpowers, we can help them. And that is going to give us money, yes, and with loads of joy. Loads of joy.
What I love is seeing people do what they want to do. When I was 22, I made a decision that I was going to pursue a creative career against a second.
22, I learned, I don't know why everyone is repeating the number 22 to me in these summits. The 11-11, I don't know if you know that, 22 is always a year where you have a big shift in your life. So my life in 2022 went to crumbles. So just have that in your mind. 2022. Yeah, just keep that. Yeah. You had, tell.
So I went to university. I got a degree. I did all of the normal things that you do. All the normal things, right? And I'd been acting my life all through high school, and it was what I loved, and I chose the safe path, right? And I went to university and I did really well. I got a great job. It was amazing. It was actually a really beautiful, beautiful job. I was helping people with various forms of disability be employed in mainstream employment. I was working with employers and setting up systems to facilitate these people being like doing whatever they wanted. It was a really beautiful thing, but I was young and I wasn't ready to like take it on properly. And also I just wanted to be an actor. Like that's all I wanted. I just wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be performing. I wanted to be an actor. And I tried all of the other things. And at 22, I went, fuck it. No, I can't. Like, this is what I want. And from that point onwards, every decision that I've made in my life has been, does this get me there or does it take me away? Right? And I just keep making decisions that get me there. And now at 49, I don't do anything that I don't love. I don't do anything that doesn't make me happy. I don't do anything that doesn't create like a ripple effect out in the world. And I want other people to have the same thing. I get all goosebumpy.
Me too. Right? I'm feeling.
Yeah, because I know that, and people that are in your programs, right? People who work with you, your clients, your dragons, right? They want impact. They want happiness for themselves, and they want to create that happiness for other people.
They want to feel the value. They want to feel that other people. They want to feel they can inspire other people with the difficult choices they took in life.
Yes. Yes. And to be able to do that, like, so for me, how I can help is to give you access to your voice and give you access to being a highly influential speaker and communicator. Because when you have that skill, that is one of the biggest money-making skills on the fucking planet. Like, and going forward, those soft skills of communication, they are the things that will make you stand out from everybody else. They are the things that will elevate you above everybody else that's like 10K months.
Oh my God. Kind of oh my God. I cannot wait to see where we go next. My love, send a message. Look to the camera. Can I look into the camera? Send a message to that person on the other side and tell them what they need to do. Talk to them.
Oh, look, you need to what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. You need to trust your future self. Okay, your future self is already doing the things that you are working towards. Okay, she or he is already there, having the impact, creating the change in the world, doing all of the things, right? Ecstatically happy and also creating huge change in the world. Trust that person. Okay, let them lead you forward. Who you are right now, right? You may feel like you can't do the thing. Right? Maybe you're scared. Maybe you're worried about your capacity to do the thing. I understand what that feels like, right? Who we are right now can't do the things that our future self can do because we haven't learnt the skills yet. When your future self talks to you and says, this is what's possible, this is where we're going, trust that person and then make choices that support that person. All right? You need to trust and spend your time, spend your money, spend your resources in ways that get you forward into that place. Let that person pull you forward. They know the kind of person that you are becoming and they know what it takes to get there. Trust them. Make decisions from your future self.
Do you know what you are going to do with this?
What?
You are going to cut this part and you are going to top on your pin posts on Facebook with your link under. But I will do that with you. This is one of the reasons. I love you and I feel you, then I know you for all my life. Makes sense what I'm saying to you? I think that we are like we came from the same planet or something like that, whatever. Go enjoy your day. I am going to bed because at 3 a.m. I'm waking up. You are the future of so many of us. I know you are on my future. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. Gosh. I have so much to learn with you. We have so much to share. And I hope soon we can share a Malibu in person or something else.
Oh,
It can be a
that'd be
water.
great.
It can be
Yeah, I'll drink
another one.
Malibu. I'll drink Malibu with you for sure.
Anything. I'm not a big, but today I did need it. Like, oh my God, I was going to do a very bad comment. I was going to say that like something about the trial. I'm not going to get in that. It was about a mega pints, and someone said I really did need it. So today I really did need it, because let's be honest, I had the most surreal week ever. I did the most successful day of my life yesterday, financially. And I arrived crying, and I have been crying all the day. So we can talk about success in another moment. You know, we have a lot of really nice. Let's do a podcast series about that. It's going to be a really badass. I'm going to say bye to these people, bye to you properly in a second. Thank you so much for being on that side. My name is Rita Valente. Keep living your dream and make it happen. And if you don't have the success that you want, it's your own fault. So move your ass. See you on the next one. Bye.